Count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic Porcelli.
Great to see you and your family Saturday with the
that was
Ambet
fun,
barbecue.
man.
Great time. We'll talk a little more about that coming up. Ken's daughter thinks that is her dad works with the biggest idiot on planet Earth. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. I have proof.
No.
Rob Bluey is waiting to talk to us from the Daily Signal. That's crap at 9:25. We got Terris Todd today, Karen Kataline, and Ken. I think we have enough material given to us by the Looney Left to do Looney Tunes today.
I think so. Yeah.
So we'll do that at 10:25. All right, Kenny. Who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance for us today?
The author from Terris at the Border. We have Charles Marino.
Go ahead, Charles. He's Italian, right?
A little bit.
All right, good morning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fantastic. All right, let's get, let's just go to Rob Bluey. We'll talk about stuff later. Go. Good morning, Rob Bluey.
It's a beautiful day in Washington, D.C. It's a busy Monday after a busy weekend. I'll tell you, this president never slows down, does he?
From the Heritage Foundation, of course, and president and executive editor of the Daily Signal.
There is going to be no shortage of news today.
Rob. Good morning, Rob Bluey.
Good morning, Vic. It's good to be with you today.
Good to be with you as well. So the shutdown's still going on. Even the left is having a hard time convincing people that it's the Republican shutdown, because I think a lot of people in America know it's absolutely the Schumer shutdown. That's just what I think.
Well, and Republicans, I have to give them credit for the tactics that they've used this time. I mean, they forced Democrats to vote 12 times or more, and they consistently have refused to reopen the government. And so I think the American people can see through some of the spin that the Democrats have when they can look at the actual votes and determine with their own minds what's really going on. I think the other thing that is really going to be problematic for Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries heading the two Democrat leaders in the Senate and the House is that you've had Republicans now try different types of things. For instance, last week, they put forward a bill that would pay the military and essential government workers. So those people who have been working throughout the month of October but haven't received a paycheck. And you had two Democrats, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, two senators from Georgia, who for the first time supported the Republican measure. And so slowly but surely, it seems that Republicans are chipping away. Now, Ossoff is in a re-election campaign next year. And Georgia, as we all know, is one of those swing states. So I do think that you're going to continue to see John Thune put these votes to the floor. You're going to see Mike Johnson holding these daily press conferences. The House is still not in session. He's refusing to bring them back until the government reopens. So this is going to be one that might drag on for a couple more weeks, but I do think that hopefully an end will be in sight sometime in November.
I just, how stupid are you when you actually campaign on giving money to illegal aliens and then later say, no, we didn't say that. No, that never happened. I mean, how stupid are they?
Well, they put forward what you're referring to is the Democrats put forward an alternative. They said, instead of passing the clean continuing resolution, basically extending the government funding. By the way, these were Joe Biden era levels of spending. I mean, let's not forget that. It's a point that I think Republicans could probably emphasize a little bit more. The Democrats said, no, that's not good enough. We want to have this $1.5 trillion in additional spending. And as part of that, we also want to repeal all of these provisions that the Republicans passed with the One Big Beautiful Bill. And one of those provisions, as President Trump and Republicans have talked about, is they prohibited illegal aliens from getting health care, government-funded health care. And the Democrats would take that away and obviously give the health care back to illegal aliens. So, yes, it's so obvious. And I don't know whether you could call that a strategic mistake on the part of Democrats for including that language. It has certainly muddied the waters for them trying to explain this thing. And we know in politics, when you're explaining anything, you're losing.
And Rob, looking at it from 35,000 feet, I think that the Republicans in Congress are, in general, are adopting the offensive idea from Donald Trump. In other words, they're saying their delivery is so much different, it seems, this time than it has in the past.
Yes, Ken, that is true. The daily press conferences from Speaker Johnson and the House leadership, I think, have allowed them to go on offense. They do them every morning. We have a Daily Signal reporter there, obviously, to cover them and make sure that we get the news out to our audience. And they're sometimes taken live on the cable news network. So I think that has helped certainly Republicans stay unified in their messaging. I think the other thing that has been quite helpful in this regard is you haven't seen the White House buckle under this pressure. In the past, that has been something, and it's very odd to me. And I don't know whether this is, if you look at the legacy media outlets, they've covered this shutdown very differently, from my perspective, than they have past shutdowns. And I don't know whether that's because they're protecting Democrats or there are so many other things that Donald Trump is doing that they don't have the capacity to focus on all of these things. But whatever it is, the White House is holding firm, and that has made the Democrats' position even more challenging.
All right. We done on that? I want to go out to the ballroom.
I just agree with Robin. I think it's the latter. I think that Donald Trump is doing so many things they can't keep up with him.
Right. All right. So let's talk about the ballroom, because I'm actually stunned. And why don't the Democrats hold a news conference and say, we want events and parties outside under tents in the rain, because that's what they're going to get if they don't get the ballroom.
Right.
Yeah, it's
God.
it's one of those stories where I did think that Caroline Levitt, when she brought out the photos of past construction projects, really kind of undermined some of their arguments here. Come on, the White House is always going through modernization, and there are plenty of examples, including where the press sits in the briefing room used to be a swimming pool. So come on, I mean, it's like literally you're sitting on top of an area that was renovated. I ultimately don't know what the Democrats are hoping to gain with this. I guess maybe they figure Americans have a notion of nostalgia, and they are going to turn on Trump over the ballroom issue. The challenge is that because it's privately funded, and because this is something that Donald Trump has proven as a successful businessman, a builder, an architect himself, to do really amazing work. I mean, if you look at his properties, they're always top class, flawless designs. And so I think that the American people probably have a fair deal of confidence in Donald Trump when it comes to construction. And so, it's something that, they will latch on. But in other ways, it's masterful Trump. It's distracted the Democrats focusing on the ballroom while he's been able to go accomplish some great things for the American people now on this foreign trip in Asia.
All right, let's talk about the China deal. President Trump talking with Xi Jinping. He seems very positive about it. Like there's improvements in their talks and everything. What do you think is going to happen with the Xi Jinping and Donald Trump situation?
Well, I think it's a good thing, Vic, as you indicated, that they're talking, and we appear to be at least holding back from some of the more severe measures, which could have economic consequences for the United States. Let's face it, and that's not going to be good for Donald Trump or the agenda that he's trying to enact in his capacity as president. So we've said it before. This next election is going to come down to, I'm talking about the midterms, is going to come down to how Americans' prosperity are they feeling that they are able to save money, to spend money, not to have to dip into savings. And unfortunately, given the dependence on China and trade, they play a pretty big role in that. So they could be very disruptive when it comes to rare earth minerals or other things that they've threatened to withhold from the United States. And so I think that Donald Trump, these one-on-one meetings, he always seems to come out victorious, and both sides seem happy, frankly. I hope that is the case with China, but we can't forget that China is in this for the long term, well beyond Donald Trump's presidency. Xi Jinping will be there, I'm sure, long after Donald Trump has left the scene. And so Trump needs to be aware of that they play the long game.
Yeah, the long game is absolutely what China plays, and I think President Trump is actually moving the different players around in the world stage by going to Venezuela and not Venezuela, Argentina, and helping them. I know it upset the farmers, but I think it's all a part of this big plan that if he gets a deal with China, we'll have more access to selling soybeans than we've ever had in the past.
Well, and that's right, Ken. And look at what happened in Argentina over the weekend. I mean, obviously Javier Milei knows what he's doing there, leading that country. The big victory electorally for him. I think sometimes when we take these trade deals in isolation or look at them, single-handedly and lose sight of the big picture, we tend not to. We tend to underestimate maybe what Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, and others in the administration are trying to accomplish. And ultimately, they understand that the United States has been on the bad end of so many deals over the course of the last couple of decades that it's left American men in particular in a situation where they can't find quality jobs to support their families. It's had an impact on the family because you're seeing marriage rates not nearly what they once were. You're seeing people having fewer kids, people having kids later in life. So there are all sorts of implications to these economic deals. And ultimately, I think as long as you can see that big picture, what Donald Trump is trying to do, it's hopefully going to be beneficial. And it'll take years for us to change those trends and trajectories that we've been on. But I'm hopeful that we'll have a better and more prosperous country as a result.
All right. We're talking to our friend Rob Bluey from the Daily Signal and the Heritage Foundation. So, Rob, the situation in Venezuela, sometimes it's so hard to figure out. So he's been bombing these trucks, these boats that have drugs on them, right? I thought that was a good thing to not have drugs come into the country. And then now the left is saying, "Oh, I didn't get congressional approval to do that." Do they just want kids to die from fentanyl? I don't understand the liberals' mind.
Over 100,000 die per year,
right?
Yes, I mean, and I think all of us, whether it be through family, friends, coworkers, we know somebody whose life has been impacted. I mean, it is that widespread in terms of the problem that's happening across the United States. I mean, literally every community has been touched by this. So finally, you have a president who's doing something about it. I think that there's a couple of things here. Number one, you have some people, including this leftist Colombian president, who are saying, "Oh, it's really not about the drugs; it's about Trump trying to seize the oil in Venezuela." I mean, I think that there are the conspiratorial ideas like that, which we probably can largely dismiss. And then there's just the reality of what U.S. law says. The president of the United States, the War Powers Act, gives him the ability to carry out these strikes. And he does not need to go and seek congressional authorization. He has 60 days to do those strikes. He has another 30 days if he needs to extend it. I understand that there are some Republicans like Rand Paul who would prefer that Congress takes action. I'm a big proponent of Article 1 of the Constitution. I think Congress has probably abdicated too much of its responsibility to the executive branch. So if they want to come in and they want to pass an authorization for the use of military force, more power to them. But well, what are they waiting for?
Yeah.
I mean, they've had years to do this. Why now, when Trump's actually doing something, are they squawking about it?
Why hasn't anyone said that? Rob Bluey is the first guy I've heard with these boat blowups to use the War Powers Act. I haven't heard anybody, even on our side, use that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, it's one of those things where you just wonder what these lawmakers we send to Washington are really focused on. And this is where they could actually do something significant to help people in their own community. And trust me, there are plenty of lawmakers who've been personally affected by drug overdoses and the scourge of fentanyl in our country. But yeah, I wish there would be less gnashing of teeth and more acting in support of the president's agenda here.
Well, here's the thing, Rob, okay? Ken and I have been on the warpath about being on the offensive, okay? We can't wait till they do something or say something, and then we have to react and be on the defense, right? We want to be on the offense, and nobody's doing it except you, me, and Ken.
Yeah, this is our role, I guess, to hold them accountable, Vic. I mean, this is one of the things that and not just us, but all of your listeners, all of our Daily Signal audience, hopefully they see the things that we're saying and talking about, and they will take action in terms of talking to their members of Congress. What a better time what the perfect time to do it. All of the members of Congress are back home in their districts right now during the shutdown, so easily accessible too.
And Rob, that's actually what we try to do is we ask our listeners, our Vic heads, to go home and when they talk to someone on the left, be on the offensive. Don't coalesce behind what they're talking about. Just say, no, you're wrong, and here's why. And that's what we try to do is give the information to them like you do.
Well, it's important that we continue to do it because I'll tell you, the left is certainly not going to cede ground when it comes to this effort. We know that we see what's happening in places like New York City and the disastrous policy consequences that will come with a situation that's maybe going to be a reality here in a couple of weeks if the voter and if the polls are true, but hey, look, it's an important responsibility, and we take it seriously. Thank you guys for doing it too.
All right, President, Executive Editor of the Daily Signal. His name is Rob Bluey, and with the Heritage Foundation as well. Rob, thank you so much. We'll chat next Monday.
Okay, Vic. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Rob.
He's on it, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's on it. All right, so do we have a quick second here?
Oh yeah.
Saturday was the AmVets barbecue bash, whatever it was called. Shame on me, I don't know, but it was a barbecue at Clancy's in O'Fallon, and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
And Ken was out there with his wife and his daughter, and it was great to see them.
Oh yeah, it was fun too.
And Ken's daughter is named Abby, and Ken said to me a while ago, hey, Abby got a job at Worldwide Technology, right? So I Ken's there, Caddy's there, Abby's there. And I said, hey, Abby, how's everything going at the racetrack? And she's looking at me like, are you the stupidest human on planet Earth? I thought you worked at the race, which was kind of rude to her to say that. By the way, she didn't say. I said, you don't work at the racetrack? So here's the thing. She works at the company, Worldwide Technology, not the racetrack.
Right. And actually, to be more specific, it's a part-time job as an internship style thing. But she works at Worldwide for Worldwide Technology.
Right.
And you just misinterpreted a little bit.
Well, here's the thing, right? Sometimes we refer to stadiums and racetracks and arenas as the name of the place, right?
Right.
You know, like we have been to Enterprise, see a Blues game at Enterprise lately, and we're just Enterprise.
Right.
So when people say Worldwide Technology, I just assumed it was the track, and it was not the track.
No.
And on the way home, Abby said, God, Dad, Vic is so stupid. Why is he so stupid?
She did not say that.
She did.
No.
Great to see her. Jessica was there. Colonel Joe Adam kicked me.
Did he?
He kicked me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
I don't know. I said something he didn't like. I was like, ow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's why I obviously stopped that conversation because either he or his wife can kick the crap out of me. But it was great to see everybody. It was a great success, Ken.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
All right. That's crap. Coming up next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Oh, the erection is to score Capitol Hill Patriots.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. News, analysis,
glad you're talking about this.
Opinion.
I'm glad you're fired up about it too, because I know I am.
News Talk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Streaming TV is where it's at. It's not about cutting the cord anymore. That's old news. It's all about your customized TV options. With the best and cheapest high-speed internet and your own TV subscriptions, we've got your dream TV lineup. Between wired and satellite internet and TV, you now have tons of options. Save money and get more internet speed and better TV today by calling the Whole Home Connect. We scan your location and offer you the best TV and internet options. And we always have specials and promotions. So when you call, ask about that. Take 5 minutes of your time. Make this free call now and learn how to save money and get better internet and TV for your home anywhere in the U.S. Make this simple and free call now.
800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. That's 800-257-1632.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Wherever I'm at, home, car, wherever.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Just the convenience on the phone. Streaming live on the mobile app.
Love the new app.
And listen anytime,
Everywhere.
anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Yo, Vic, how you doing?
You doing, British lady? We haven't heard from the British lady in a while. Good to have her with us. Yeah. So this is Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Yeah.
Great white version, but the original was Ian Hunter from Mapahuku many years ago.
Long, yeah.
I like them both. I love this version too. And it's just a shame that they had that terrible accident in Rhode Island. God, it was just so bad, you know.
Over 90 people died, right?
Yeah. And the news, of course, has to make it as heartstringy as possible. And they had pictures of this girl, beautiful girl, young girl, who was a waitress there, and she didn't make it out. Yeah. It's terrible. All right, Kenny. It is 9:28 on a Monday morning. I think it's time for That's Crap.
Welcome to That's Crap. It's the game where we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap. Here's the host of That's Crap, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you, Jim Modlo and studio audience. Good morning, everybody. Whoa. Look at how many people came out so early in the morning to be with us in our studio audience, Ken. They look great. We're calling your name.
Screaming Vic, 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 Vic.
Signs that say Ken. All right, so it's where we find out if it's the truth or if that's crap. Easy game to win. Can't seem to find a liberal who can win this game, Ken.
I know.
So, it's funny that yesterday my wife was scooting through all the Sunday shows. First she had Meet the Press on, then she had Face the Nation on, and she had Fox News Sunday on. And so I got to see a lot of these idiots on the left and a lot of the interviewers trying to do gotcha. Gotcha questions.
That's their goal. That's their goal every Sunday.
And there's nobody. Here's the thing. This is not going to be an NBC thing. But on NBC, there's nobody, no consultant, no coach that says, hey, don't try to do a gotcha question with Scott Bessent, okay? Because you're an idiot compared to him and he will blow you away. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, that guy, he would be scary if I was the opponent.
He's also very good at saying what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
We got some audio from him coming up later. Maybe we'll do it in this break if I'd shut the heck up and play the game. So Chris Murphy was on CNN on Face the Nation or whatever their thing is called. Jake Tapper asks Senator Chris Murphy if he's willing to let Americans go hungry over Obamacare subsidies. So Ken, put 60 seconds on the clock. Chris Murphy, good luck.
Let's turn to the government shutdown. Funding for food stamps is expected to run out at the end of this week. This is happening because Democrats have not agreed to vote to fund the government without the Republicans making concessions to seriously change healthcare policy. So is this a trade-off you're willing to make and continue to make, letting some Americans go hungry until these Obamacare subsidies get extended?
Well, let's be clear. We're shut down right now because Republicans are refusing to even talk to Democrats about a bipartisan budget bill. So the government is shut down because Republicans have done something unprecedented. They have refused to talk to Democrats about a bipartisan budget. Yes, we have priorities, just like they do. Now, the reality is, if they sat down to try to negotiate, we could probably come up with something pretty quickly. We could get this deal done in a day if the president was in D.C. rather than being overseas.
Well, so it's Trump's fault because he's going to overseas to talk to Xi Jinping.
Right.
That's why the shutdown happened.
Oh, yeah.
Not that, they won't sign a clean CR bill that was sent to them, 20 whatever days. How many days? It's been like over 20 days, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So sign the thing. Let's get going. And when we won't have this problem, and you guys won't keep people from getting food with SNAP, formerly known as food stamps. So, Senator Murphy, I'm so sorry, but that's crap.
And all Republicans have to do is do the roll call, show the votes, and see the result. That's all Republicans have to do, and that's all they're doing. They're saying, look, all the Republicans voted yes to move on with the CR, and all the Democrats, with the exception of 3, voted no. I mean, it's simple as that.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for That's Crap.
This is Jim Modulin speaking for That's Crap, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman radio production.
All right, this is Vic Porcelli saying, let's do 13, Ken. This is Vic Porcelli saying, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. Kind of could kick myself for not bringing Sally to the barbecue on Saturday.
I know there were so many talks there.
I didn't think of it. I just didn't think of it. I didn't know there was indoor. I'm so stupid. All right. So anyway.
And then Paul had the megaphone. Did you know that?
Paul what?
Paul Spool. He had the megaphone.
Yeah.
Did you hear yelling at everybody every minute?
Yeah. He yelled my name out like a million times. All right. So this is what we're talking about. Okay. Kristen Welker, she thinks she's got everybody. And I don't know. When you sit in that chair, is there some sort of false confidence that comes out of that chair and into your ass? And then,
yeah.
Because she thinks she's on it. So listen to how I'm not going to use Scott Besson's word. I'm going to let him use it because he uses it so greatly. But listen to this question and answer from Scott Besson on Meet the Press yesterday with Kristen Welker.
Well, Kristen, it's unfortunate. As much as I like you, you like to cherry pick. So, when we came in, it was eggflation. Egg prices are down, gasoline prices are down. Overall, the inflation since President Trump has come in, has come down. We inherited this terrible affordability crisis from the Biden administration. The first thing we had to do was get it under control. And this month's inflation number was actually below the consensus number. If we look at core inflation, it was 0.2%, which was the lowest it's been in a long time. Rents are coming down. So, Kristen, you don't get to cherry pick. Inflation is a composite number, and I am confident that in the coming months, inflation is going to come down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she does. Her hands up. She's like, what? Wait, what? You don't.
Here's the thing. When she knows she's defeated and the guest is making a fool out of her, that's when she wants to jump in because she doesn't want his answer to go on any longer because she's already made her look like a fool.
Yeah.
And the question there was also about meat prices. So she picked, when he said cherry picked, she said, well, meat prices are up,
Yeah.
But she didn't mention everybody. What was the one thing everybody talked about? Eggs.
Oh, and they had an egg like clock. You know what I mean? But for the price.
Yeah.
It was saying, here's where the eggs are right now. And they were just so hyper focused on that. Okay, well, the eggs are down now. They're down. And so is gas, by the way.
Well, staying on eggs, what you said there was excellent. Excellent.
I got that.
Come on, man.
It's pretty good.
And gasoline prices.
Kind of a dad joke, though. This is kind of a dad joke.
Or Batman joke. When
Yes.
when Vincent Price was Egghead on Batman in the 1960s, every time. Excellent.
I'll give that to you, yeah.
Thank you. But I'll take the dad joke, too. Gasoline prices are down. Inflation is starting to go down. And just wait until the real drill kicks in. The XL pipeline is running again. It has to be finished now, and then that'll bring dominance, energy dominance to world energy dominance.
And here's what we need to enjoy is the fact that President Trump and his administration are not trying to artificially lower prices. That's what but the Biden administration tried to do during his candidacy. Nearing November, he brought the prices of gas down artificially because he used the reserves. Well, right now what's happening is President Trump is trying to build a manufacturing infrastructure again. And he's building an energy infrastructure again. Okay, that takes time. But once that kicks in, because you're right, it hasn't kicked in yet, Vic. And my wife and we just went shopping yesterday, and I didn't say a word, but we were leaving there, and she goes, "How much you spent?" I told her, and she goes, that's actually a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to notice. Things like that, in general, are going to go down slowly, but it's going to happen. I do believe that.
And it's not just oil. It's not just energy efficient. It's energy dominance. And right now, the president is trying to get countries not to buy oil from Russia, right? Which has a twofold, right? They'll have to buy our oil instead.
Right.
And it'll cripple Russia in their fight against Ukraine.
Right.
So one thing has a two-pronged effect.
There are so many different prongs to this, if you think about it, because Donald Trump is saying, they're saying, well, you're in the tank for Putin. You're a Russian asset. Okay. Russian assets don't put major sanctions on Russia. Okay. That's what he is saying. He's using all these different, I guess not tariffs, but the different agreements that he has with other countries around the world. And these all fit together somehow.
That's right.
And we're going to see that, I think.
Yes. All right. Did we do the? Yeah. Okay. Yes, we did. When you hear the music, Vic, start talking, get out of the break, and come back with Terris Todd from Project 21 and the National Center for Public Policy Research. The shutdown works for the left, not everyday Americans. That's next on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken. Vic brings the thunder. Ken steals the thunder. Ken, Thunder Stealer. The Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
All right. Sunday morning was another great episode of Serenity Wealth Now. You know what I heard on there, Ken?
What?
Come on, you can guess.
Fun with finance?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
There was some fun with finance
Not
going
surprised,
on.
though.
In between 9 and 10 o'clock. And I think it's cool that Chris is on like right before us because we come on at 10 o'clock Sunday mornings.
Right.
With the best of. And Saturdays at 3 in the afternoon. So if you guys miss us, feel free to tune in and do it on the, stream so you can see all the handsomeness in here. Somebody referenced the handsomeness Saturday, I think. So funny. So Chris is, he's there for you and he's not there to make you feel uncomfortable. Okay. Because a lot of these, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but when the techs or the wealth management company you're thinking about has a vulture as their logo, probably shouldn't walk in there.
Probably not.
But go in and see Chris, and you'll notice it's all very homey, very, very nice, very fun. Lots of Seinfeld stuff, and you'll find out how you can save money and have enough money for your retirement that you deserve. I love the way he says that. You deserve a nice, comfortable retirement.
You do.
Yeah. He's got the show, Serenity Wealth Now. His book available, New Holistic Retirement. You can get that at serenitynowtax.com. That's serenitynowtax.com. Serenity Now, Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now!
Colombo and Company.
On Monday, we start another week with the government shutdown that's now lasted nearly a month. We'll discuss the latest, plus Gabe Pfeiffer, Paul Kurtman, and AI expert Mike McCleary.
Live and local, weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Colo Combs Attorney at Law has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. We have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs, attorney at law. Call 636-949-0010, extension 3 today, or visit colecombs-law.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Court will take a 60-minute recess for lunch.
Your Honor, I respectfully request a full day's continuance to go over all this stuff.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, welcome to it on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. You know, we try to help out whenever we can. And, you know, and it's, I don't know. We do what we do. We do what we can do, Ken, right?
Right.
So at 10:41, we're going to talk to an old friend of mine, Peggy Gianino. Nice Jewish girl.
Oh, yeah, right?
Because she does bowling with Santa. It's really a fun event.
I remember that from a long time ago.
It's down by you. It's down in your neck of the woods. Yeah. I've talked to her a couple of times about this. They're in November and December. The toy drives for it. And you can go bowling and see Santa and get a little gift from Santa. Come on.
That sounds like a cool thing to do.
So Peggy's going to join us today at 10:41. We do what we can do. All right. Terris Todd from Project 21 and from the National Center for Public Policy Research. Terris, welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How you guys doing?
Okay, we're good. We're stressed that, you know, you don't hear on the news who is really, really affected by this shutdown. Because the left doesn't tell you, right?
No, of course not. It doesn't fit the narrative. They never want you to know that. And they will never admit that it's, you know, on a path to nowhere. I mean, that's just part of their blueprint, right? They want to hide the truth and create an illusion so the American people can think otherwise. But people that are on the ground, thank God for social media, because people who are on the ground are really telling the truth and they're exposing what's really happening in their local communities. So I'm really happy about that.
Now, the left, they try to push the blame on the Republicans and on President Trump. But boy, I'll tell you what, we heard Chuck Schumer say the longer it goes, it's better for us, right?
Oh, yeah.
And now House Minority Whip Catherine Clark says the shutdown, well, you know what? If kids go hungry, that's just okay.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, you know, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously, but it is one of the few leverage times we have.
Leverage. Kids starving is leverage, man.
Pretty amazing.
Leverage. Well, you know what? And this is what I hope that even your listeners all over the country will pretty much, hopefully understand is that this has been their blueprint for decades. All you have to do, if you want to know their blueprint, all you got to do is look at a lot of, let's say, Black American communities, urban centers, and who's actually governing those. We've been trying to tell people this for years. But suffering, that's part of the blueprint. Why? Because creating more government dependency to keep them in power, that's really what they're after. They don't care anything about people suffering. If they did, they would do something about it. But that's part of the plan. You know, that's why they think about that. They think it works for them. Why? Because they know that most people will look at, well, who's in the majority? All the Republicans are holding up. Well, you know what? All Republicans have already voted. And matter of fact, a few Democrats also voted with those Republicans. You know, I think it was 3 senators, I believe. It was I think Warnock out of Georgia, a Fetterman out of Pennsylvania. It was a third one too. So there's bipartisan support, but those who are holding the line, that's just part of the blueprint. They're holding the line for a reason because they really don't care.
On this show, Terris, we try to point out to Black people that the Democrats don't want to help you. They don't even like you.
No, absolutely not. They never have. The same, I said it before, the same spirit that has governed the left during the times of enslavement, during the times of the Civil War, during the times of Jim Crow, civil rights, and you name it, and it goes on, is the same spirit that governs them today. It's about power and control. That's why you have a wide open border. And I had asked the question before. I said, where do you guys think those people are going? They're not going to Beverly Hills. Of course, they're going to the hood. They're going to where low-income families are. And then what did they do? They advanced, they leapfrogged and put the illegals, advancing them ahead of American people who's been here for generations. And we're the ones footing the bill for all of the resources and things that those people are getting. And yet you're saying that it's okay to defend that? That's absolutely crazy, man. We should never tolerate that. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. We should never tolerate that nonsense.
And just what you two were talking about, Terris, that's proof, because when they found out that they could have a resource, they could have constituents, ready-made constituents to cross the border, they were all in, and we were getting almost 300,000 was the record for 1 month crossing that border. Right. And you remember, like it was yesterday, I do, where people locally in the lower income areas of Chicago were saying, look, we're being overlooked. Our community center was just taken over by immigrants. Our hotels are being taken over. We are not getting a dime, and they're getting all this money and all these resources.
They sure were, and they opened up closed school buildings, for goodness sake, and we're housing these people. Even the Black Americans that were on the ground in Chicago, I mean, they're still on the ground to this day. I mean, their eyes were open, and thanks be to God that their eyes open to see this has been a part of their blueprint. So you have their mayor, Brandon Johnson, there, who was defending that nonsense. And now, you have a city that's in a deficit and whatever, and they're going to bring upon more taxes upon the American people in those communities to help foot the bill for them paying for those resources for illegals. That's absolutely totally unacceptable. As a matter of fact, they should never cast a ballot again for those who are just working against them, man. That's just the bottom line. I mean, and I know here we're not into politics or partisanship, but that's just what it is. I mean, you have to be able to really look at this stuff from a balanced perspective, man. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, you got to see it for what it is. These people they really don't care. They're working against you. Same thing with our schools. All you got to do is look at the school system too. I mean, that's their blueprint. That's part of what it is. The school to prison pipeline, that's real in their world, and they're okay with that.
You mentioned a second ago there, Terris, that National Center doesn't like to do politics, just policy. Well, Guess what? Now the left's new policy is to throw an entire race of Black people out to the curb for the illegal aliens.
That's right. You know what? And I'm so glad you said that, because Dr. Claude Anderson, if there's one thing I agreed with him on, and you can look him up, Dr. Claude Anderson said this: the ultimate goal of them is to make for sure that Black Americans are a permanent underclass. Full stop. A permanent, even Malcolm X warned us about white liberals, man. He warned us, man. And if you go throughout Black communities today and ask them, well, what's your thoughts about Malcolm X? They'll be all on board, fist in the air, all kinds of stuff. But it's like, but did you hear what he said back? And this was in the 60s. This was in the 60s when Malcolm came out with his take on, the liberals, man, and what they've done in Black communities. And it's really sad, man, that people have been so brainwashed to really claim, or swear allegiance to them or loyalty to them, when in fact they're showing you right in your face that they are not for you. But yeah, again, the goal is to make for sure that they're a permanent underclass. And that's why you bring in all these illegals to take their jobs, to take housing, take over their communities, and that they were funding them even ahead of Black people who were desperately in need of many of those resources, or just American people in general, that we have, because there's whites and there's tons of Americans out there, military folks, veterans that are in need of those, needed resources as well. And they got overlooked, and that's what the left has done. And that's been their blueprint for years.
Well, Terris, I mean, you've mentioned Malcolm X, but we've mentioned many times on this show that the Black nuclear family, they're conservative. They are conservative through and through, man.
Absolutely. Conservative hands. And the sad part though, Ken, is that if you go to them, they will admit they are. We are conservatives. Okay, well then why do you support people who are, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, I mean, you could sit back and say, man, brainwashing is real. It's almost like out of fear, they have to cast their support for these individuals because they think that somewhere somebody's watching them,
Yeah.
But that's what they've gotten. They've gotten bullied into voting a certain way or supporting a certain way, regardless of what they do to them. And so thanks be to God, though, that there are people all over this country, Black Americans alike, even in the city of Chicago, that have awakened and that they have, sound the alarm. Say, hey, you guys, these people have been playing us the whole time, and so, and thank God for those who are on the path, because I'm an educator by profession, but thank God for those who are out there also pushing for school choice, because that is a huge thing, because, our education system needs an overhaul as well.
Yeah.
All right. I talk about this all the time. Once again, I have to say that people listen every day. Please bear with me as I say it one more time. There's a movie. It's called Bulworth. Warren Beatty plays a senator who's done. He doesn't want to be a senator anymore. He even starts to covertly plan his own murder so he can, his family get benefits and all that. And he tells the truth, and that's what's weird about it, right? They go into a black church, and this woman stands up and she says, well, last time you were here, you said you were going to clean up our neighborhood and give us subsidies and all that. What about that? And Senator Bulworth says, well, we just told you what you wanted to hear. And then we went back to DC and we didn't think about it. Yeah. And that, come on, that's like art imitating life.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's, again, he's basically telling you that's been the game all along.
Exactly. And that's still that way today.
It's still that way. Absolutely. It's the blueprint. They can't help themselves, for them to admit that the shutdown is leverage. Are you kidding me? Leverage while people are suffering. It's leverage for you to stay in power. That's crazy, man. Absolute crazy.
And I watch these videos of people saying, see what they're doing, see what the Republicans are doing to me. I don't get my SNAP benefits, and my family's going to struggle.
Wow.
And they still maintain that it's the Republicans. All you have to do is spend 10 seconds with her and say, listen, the Republicans en masse voted for the bill to pass. Okay.
Yeah.
All the Democrats except for 3 voted for the bill to fail. So that's on them, not on the Republicans.
That's on them because they need 60 votes in the Senate. Obviously, Republicans do not have those 60 votes, so those votes have to come somewhere. I mean, it's kind of like history repeating itself. It's the same thing with the Civil Rights Act of 64, Voting Rights Act of 65. Who got that passed? It was Republicans that stepped in and voted unanimously to support those bills. But yet the left, or a lot of these people out here, are led to believe that it was Democrats. I mean, even the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, that was what? Passed by Republicans. Even though in your schools and stuff like that, the left or a lot of these people out here are led to believe that was a Democrat thing, but no, it was actually a Republican thing. And so, but, people just have to make for sure that they are informed. That's why they have to be engaged and involved in this stuff so that they can know the truth. Because, the scripture says truth makes us free. And that is the truth. Even, again, Malcolm X, if they go onto YouTube and type in Malcolm X political chumps, they can hear a snippet of his long speech from The Ballot or the Bullet. They can hear him say that they controlled 2/3 of Congress, but still couldn't get things pushed through. It was Republicans that actually got it pushed through. And that was Civil Rights Act of 64, Voting Rights Act of 65. That was all passed by conservatives. And that's why they fear those folks like in Chicago and places like that who look like me, because we're an informed populace now. We have awakened. We see the truth for what it is, and we're willing to put it out there by any means necessary. So anyway, it's a good day, man. But unfortunately, there are those who will still just hold the line anyway. So, but we'll keep praying for them, man. I mean, we're making some progress along the way. So
Malcolm X. I don't know if you said this the first time you talked about him, but Malcolm X said the biggest enemy of Black Americans are white liberals. And that
absolutely.
Why aren't we using that now? Why are we not being on the offensive and saying, hey, remember what Malcolm X said to y'all? The worst enemy Black people can have is a white liberal. Guess what? Look, all white liberals up here on the stage. Why aren't we using that?
Well, what's crazy is he had that foresight. I mean, that is
Yeah,
happening
that's true.
today.
60s.
Yeah, absolutely. But that goes back to the see, this is what the left, they're good at creating the illusion,
gaslighting,
that somehow that party switched, right? So when they start thinking that, the party switched. So you mean to tell me that Abraham Lincoln lost his life of all the freedom-loving Republicans. Remember, the Republican Party was founded on the premise to end slavery because they knew it was immoral. You know, so you mean to tell me all these freedom-loving abolitionists that came together, formed the Republican Party, somehow later became these hateful Klansmen that hate freedom, hate, you know, everything about freedom, that hate slavery. You mean to tell me they became that? They became lovers of enslavement, lovers of segregation, lovers of keeping you down? How that doesn't even make sense.
No.
But again, they created that lie to have them to believe that party switched. Party never switched, man. The strategies changed. That's all it did.
Yep.
And so that's exactly what they're doing today. You know, they won't tell the truth about who really passed these civil rights laws over many decades. You know, it's been the right. It's been conservatives that's been passing those laws.
You know, a little while ago, you said people that look like you, people that look like me. You said, I don't think that's true because it can't be anybody as handsome as you are. I mean, right?
I'm working on it, man. That's only when I shave.
Got it. Terris, we love you, man. Terris Todd from the
Love
National
you, man.
Center for Public Policy Research. We'll talk again very soon. Thanks.
All right, bless you, man. Take care. All right, bye-bye.
I get it, what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. How many people can look like him? He's so handsome. Okay. So listen. The Springsteen movie, the big Springsteen movie, Ken, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Big Springsteen movie. And
we talked about it on Friday.
Yeah. Deliver Me, right? Deliver Me from Nowhere. Supposed to be a huge opening. Maybe 25 million they projected. Maybe 15 million. Worst case scenario. Well, guess what? The movie made $9 million pathetic dollars.
Oh, wow.
Over the weekend. I mean.
So what were they anticipating?
They were hoping
opening?
as high as 25 million, 15 million worst case. So less than almost half of their worst case scenario came through. But if a documentary on paint drying could make $9 million in a weekend.
Right.
And this is Bruce.
I know.
So what's that say, Ken? Nobody gives a damn about
People are
him.
over it, man. America in general is just worn out from all of it. The wokeness.
Yeah. I know he says a lot of bad things about Trump, and maybe, and this may be even a sign for what's going to happen in the governor election in New Jersey.
Maybe.
Citarelli may win.
Whoosh.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with this free call. 800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. That's 800-524-1641.
This December 13th, join wreaths across America at Belle Reve Gardens Cemetery as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Help us lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our fallen heroes. Sponsor a wreath, volunteer, or bring your family to this meaningful tribute to our veterans, because every hero deserves to be remembered. Learn more and sponsor a wreath. Visit NewstalkSTL.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at
NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Jamaica is bracing for a most unwanted visitor, perhaps the most powerful hurricane the island has ever seen.
In the hours before Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica, the authorities have issued evacuation orders for several areas, including the coastal town of Port Royal, and warned people to seek immediate shelter. The storm is expected to be one of the strongest to hit the island on record, with meteorologists warning of 225 kilometre-an-hour winds and up to a meter of rain being dumped on Jamaica in the coming days. The U.S. National Hurricane Center has said the storm could bring catastrophic flooding to some parts of the island.
The BBC's Will Grant says Melissa is a Category 5 hurricane, landfall expected tomorrow on Jamaica. No reports of injuries, but there is damage to homes and businesses in the wake of tornadoes raked parts of southern Mississippi over the weekend. Now in Japan, President Trump says he is looking forward to his meeting later today with the country's new prime minister.
I hear phenomenal things. She was a great ally and friend of Shinzo Abe, who was my friend, former prime minister, and he was great. He was one of my best. He was one of the best, and the group, he was one of the best, really best. And I know they were very close.
After Japan, it's on to South Korea and the expected meeting with Chinese President Xi, amid reports of progress on a U.S.-China trade agreement. The Russian saber rattling is growing louder. The Kremlin reports testing a new nuclear-capable cruise missile that it claims flew more than 8,000 miles. President Trump reminds the Russians that, in the president's words, we have a nuclear submarine, the greatest in the world, right off their shores. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 239 points, the Nasdaq ahead 358 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-762-6565. That's 800-762-6565.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Spotty light showers wind down slowly this morning, but stubborn clouds are going to try to hold on into the afternoon. Let's call it mostly cloudy for the afternoon forecast, and cool too, a high of only 59. Lots of low clouds hanging in the air overnight with a low of about 50. Tuesday, we're dry to start, but boy, another round of rain shows up late in the afternoon into the evening and overnight hours. Cloudy Tuesday with a high of 61. That rain continues into Wednesday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, good morning and welcome to our 3-hour tour. This is only hour number 2. Kenny Williams put together another great show for us, as always.
I love how we hit the ground running on Monday.
We do.
No, I know. But there have been times in the past, like the long past, where you just kind of go, okay, let's stretch out and try and figure out what we're going to talk about today. And every other day, it seems like, you can't even keep up with Trump, like we talked about earlier.
Like it says in Bluey's opening.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
This president's so busy. So tomorrow at this time, we're going to talk to Steve Shaw, who has a fundraiser called Got Your 6 Support Dogs.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to talk to this guy. And they're right down there in Afton, Ken, right in your neighborhood.
Yeah, there's it's a food truck area, that it's called 9 Mile, and it's really special. It's a very different place. And they're going to have their event there. It's right about within 2 miles of my house.
So you're going to walk there?
No.
So there was this support dog I saw on the internet. This woman's in her kitchen, and she's just puts her hand on the counter. I mean, we look at her as humans and say, well, she's fine. She's okay. And the dog does not. The dog jumps up on her gently enough to have her sit down and lay down on the kitchen room floor. Then he says, I'll be right back. And then he goes on to the kitchen counter and gets her medicine and gives it to her. Then there's like a rag tied to the knob, the handle of the refrigerator. He opens the refrigerator with his mouth, gets a bottle of water and brings it to her. And then he just lays with her. These dogs are like, they got,
and then she goes into some kind of stress mode thing where she passed out, right?
Well, I think the one I saw, the dog kept her from that.
Oh, okay.
So saved her life.
Oh, okay.
Basically, yeah. So that's what this is all about. We'll talk to him tomorrow. Okay, right now let's talk to our favorite Jew. Come on!
The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, famished. Toiling in front of my computer, I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
Morning, Karen Kataline. How are you?
Good morning, Vic Porcelli. Good to talk to you.
So your husband, the trucker, he speaks English, right?
Yes.
He can read English? He can read the street signs?
He has a college degree.
I don't understand how you get a license and you can't read the signs that you're going to see every day for 18 hours a day or however long these guys got to drive.
I understand how. I understand that it's always in Democrat-run hellholes where they use DEI to hire people that they just allowed to come across the border illegally. That's how.
All right. So, yeah, you're right. So the two videos that we've seen, I'm sure there's been more incidents, but the 2 videos that we've seen. One of them is the guy with the turban on his head. Nothing against turbans, whatever. I'm
well,
just
both
saying.
of them had turbans,
He just
actually.
right. And nothing against it. It just they both happen to have them up. And he's trying to make a U-turn where you can't make a U-turn. He doesn't know that because he can't read the no U-turn sign. And some lady smashes into him and everybody in that car dies. Then the other one is worse, where it's from the dash cam video. And he just plows into about
Full
2
speed,
or 3
70
cars,
miles an hour.
kills at least 2 or 3 people. I mean, what? When does somebody say, hey, wait a minute, what in the hell are you doing?
Well, and obviously we take special note of this when we see the news and we're watching news together. And I asked my husband, is this happening more now? I mean, he doesn't do over the road anymore, but he's done everything there is to do in trucking, including train CDL candidates to get their CDL licenses. And I said, is this happening more or what? He said, they're just reporting it more.
Huh.
This
has always been going on?
Happen. It's been going on for years, according to him. It's been going on for years. Only now are we actually getting news about it. He's seen the most amazing things. If you ask me, I'll get some more information from him.
If I ask you, do I ask you right now? To get more information on it.
I'll have to ask him. Hey, honey.
Yeah. Well, so
I could put him on the phone. I mean, it's totally, impromptu. We were talking about having him come on for the Christmas holidays because people always do that.
Yeah.
But he's,
that'd be fun.
I don't know if he wants to, but I could ask him.
Ask him for maybe Thursday. We'll put him on Thursday.
Oh, dearie dear.
Oh, wait, maybe now.
Yeah, really.
Well, I don't know.
All right. So the most important question is if he was coming down the road, right, and I'm on the car next to him and I give him the signal, is he going to give me a honk back? There he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he would if he was still driving an 18-wheeler.
Yeah. So
yeah, he would. He's not here. He's in his office outside.
Right. So he's blowing us off, is what you're saying. That's fine.
No.
So
no, he would. Anyway,
see if he'll be on Thursday. We'll talk about because this is big. He's an expert. He's a trainer, training people how to drive, and this has to upset him and piss him off that this is his industry and they're screwing it up.
Well, and he was about to be an expert witness in a terrible case in Colorado where the guy ran into and literally incinerated people waiting. He should never have been driving. And in Colorado, they covered up whether his immigration status. They wouldn't ever even report whether or not he was legal to drive in this country, but he surely was not qualified to be driving the mountains. My husband used to be a fuel hauler in the snow in Colorado in the mountains. And then these guys come along and they're delivering wood or whatever it is they're delivering. And it is an absolute nightmare and danger for people. And guess what? The governor of Colorado cut down most of his sentence. He got like 4 life sentences for that. Hang on a minute. Dear, would you like to talk to Vic Porcelli about trucking either today or Thursday? He said Thursday.
Oh, let's do that.
Okay, perfect.
He's not shy. He's actually
No, I didn't
more
think he
outgoing.
was. He's married to you. How could he be shy if
No
he's married to
kidding.
you?
Well, Karen, I wanted to say that I went for my license. It's for like a chauffeur's kind of license back in the day when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And it was rough. It was tough. I mean, you had to renew it every year, and I can't even imagine how. And the CDL is just was way out of my league at the time. I mean, that's something that takes a lot of preparation, and yet these guys are getting them by the thousands in California and New York.
And notice it's always in Democrat-run states. I don't even like calling them blue states because really they're red states. They're commie states. Like New York.
Brilliant.
And that's the only reason why they chose to make blue Democrat, because they knew we'd all be calling them commie red states. And that's what they are.
I think they'd be proud of that, actually.
Yeah, actually now.
After you see
now they
like
would.
Mamdani.
Commie Mamdani.
Commie Mamdani.
Commie Mamdani.
Commie Mamdani. Yeah.
Who calls
I'm
him
gonna
the
be
Zoran the moron? that was like that actor. He just came out. He said, "Yeah, Zoran the moron. Yeah, vote for him."
That's so funny.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Unfortunately, if you get did you happen to see the Daniel Greenfield article? God, he's good.
I didn't.
About the statistics.
What's his nickname? He's got a great nickname. The
Sultan Kanish.
Sultan Kanish, right? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He is such a wonderful writer. And he put, I'll have to send it to you. I think I posted it on Twitter. I'm not sure, about the irrefutable, frightening statistics about the number of people who think not only communism is okay, but he points out it's the left, the woke left, that sold Israel down the river.
Yeah, I you know what?
Pretty
The more you think
terrible
about
stuff.
it, and now you look at the things that people say about Israel from the left, that makes total sense.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And he says it better than anybody else because he's a brilliant writer.
Not better than me, but that's okay.
You're a very good writer.
Thank you.
I have been known to read some of the stuff that you write.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Antifa. But wait, hold on. There is no Antifa. What are we talking about?
It's just an
here?
idea.
It's just an idea.
It's just an idea.
But
yet, they have to have a bureaucracy behind it in order to call it an organization.
Right.
Just nonsense.
But yet, Portland police dismantled Antifa's 140-day encampment. So if they dismantled Antifa's encampment, how can Antifa not be a thing?
Yeah. And how about that safe house that many of these reporters have pointed out, where somebody infiltrated it and showed you what they were doing right next to ICE.
Oh, yeah, they had showers and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everything. Fake IDs, you name it. They had it. But, it's so indefensible. The people, they're just trying to claim that so they can get you off the track when you say, how come you're pro-criminal and pro-illegal alien and pro-terrorist? Could you explain that, please? They can't do it. All they can do is distract, deny, and divide. It's amazing.
So you reposted. I'm sorry. I'm going to change topics.
Please.
Everybody ready for
it's
that?
your show.
Okay. It's like
I respect that.
It's like putting your turn signal on. Okay, I'm make a lot.
Yeah, something a lot of people don't do.
Exactly right. So there is something that you reposted. To the Jewish haters, I say,
Shut
you.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
John Mellencamp of all
Isn't that good?
wait a minute.
Yeah.
After voting to remain a staunch ally to Jews as long as he's on earth. Well, I love that, but he hates President Trump. Why can't he understand that he should like Trump too?
Well, and you that's news to me because I don't know very much about John Mellencamp. I mean, I love 70s rock music and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't realize he was a Trump hater. Well, that is just absurd. And if you watch the video, he tells you why he's going to support Jews, which is a very collectivist notion. I watched it and I thought, well, that is very collectivist, but we'll take it. He said that when he was a young man, he stole from somebody in a Jewish shop. And the guy, it was a small town, as I remember. And the Jewish store owner called him and said, why didn't you just ask me? If you needed it, I would have given it to you. And ever since, he's supported Jews. Well, that's good, but it's bad because, as you know, I've harped incessantly about the notion that if you were wronged by one Jew when you were 14, that doesn't make it sensible to hate all Jews when you're 57. Neither does it mean that we're all angels because a Jew was nice to you. Maybe you want to look at people as individuals or at least learn about what our faith says and how it has had such a powerful impact on, well, every other faith since antiquity.
Well, here's the thing, Karen. Here's the thing in my head, okay? So for how many years? 60 Minutes has been on how many years? 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it is.
Long time. Yeah.
And people who haven't read through all the crap still believe they are a credible source for news and truthful information. And they hear Leslie Stahl, not yesterday, but a week ago, say Israel carried out airstrikes after they accused Hamas of breaking the ceasefire. So one group is guilty without any due process in her head, and the other is innocent in her head.
You're exactly right. And they are counting on the ignorance of people not to know an ounce
That
of
was
history.
my point. Yeah, right.
And they're counting on the ignorance of people not to know how tiny Israel is. Not to change the subject too much, but I ranted about this stupid little leftist group wanting to, sell clothing with a teeny weeny little thing that says 0.2, which means we're 0.2 of the population. We have this tiny little country, and yet we're being, accused of every society ill in the world. Well, you know what? We're not allowed to be noisy and loud and powerful. Yes, in fact, there's 57, according to a Barack Obama, Arab countries, and one tiny little country about the size of New Jersey. But that doesn't mean we have to be quiet and victim. And look at the double standard. It's an amazing double standard. Would you ever expect Leslie Stahl to say, how come Hamas decided to start a war on October 7th?
Yeah.
And murder 1,200 people, murder, rape, torture, and take 250 people hostage. And the very next day, they had people around the world ready to change the narrative and turn them into the victim and Israel into the perpetrator and the aggressor. They were all prepared for that. That was a sign for the entire world to start pushing the narrative.
Well, here's what bothers me. So Hamas got the benefit of the doubt from Leslie Stahl, innocent before proven guilty. And Leslie said that Israel was guilty before being proven innocent.
Innocent. So well put.
And when in reality, we've talked about this on the show often. I believe every time that October 7th is ever brought up for anything, if you're talking about Hamas, Gazans, whatever, it should start at October 7th first. Then you can talk about everything else, but they never do that.
Well, and then you have to ask, with such a consistent double standard for Jews, even some among the frightening, part of the right who are holding Israel to standards they don't hold any other country around the world to, then it's an even more interesting question. Why is that? Why is that? They don't even get the benefit from the left to be a minority.
Oh my
group.
God. That's exactly what I have written down here.
I mean,
what's that word right there?
Not only are they the minority of
Minority,
minorities, they don't even get the classification to be a minority.
Exactly right. Why aren't Jews a minority like blacks and everybody else? Oh my God.
We're not, we're not. So then it is a much more profound question. Dennis Prager wrote a book about it. I have it on my table, but it's brutal. Just the beginning of it is why the Jews? Why do they hate the Jews?
It's unbelievable. I don't understand.
It's an open question to consider and to not have an absolute black and white answer. There's maybe even spiritual answers. There's historic reasons. There's ethnic and religious hatred, but it's more than that. Like just recently, I don't know which article, because I've read a lot of them lately, how it was that Jews marched with blacks in the civil rights struggles of the 60s and 70s, many of them, with Martin Luther King. And yet anti-Semitism is off the charts in black communities. That doesn't mean everybody, but that's one of the statistics that Daniel Greenfield writes about in his article, is the statistics of anti-Semitism. So yeah, we're not trying to wear that on our sleeve. I mean, by God, we used to have to wear a yellow star on our chest. So that's not
talk about
the
well
best.
put. Nice job.
That's not what we want to focus in as victimhood.
Yeah.
If anything, we want to focus on resilience and how it is that such a people so tiny.
I'm so glad you said the minority thing. I swear to God, because that was going to be my next thing. Minorities. You guys are a minority.
Well, you're just, you're just wonderful. Not because you agree with me, but you're just wonderful.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I heard.
Yeah, wonderful.
I'm a little deaf in this here. All right, so listen, see if the hubby will be with us with you on Thursday, okay?
Oh, that's pretty amazing. We only have one microphone. He's gonna control the whole show, I'm sure.
That's okay. You have to do it like George and Paul and the Beatles sharing a microphone. All right, Karen.
Hello, darling. Yes.
Love you.
Love you too.
See ya.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr. Kataline. His name's not Kataline. I shouldn't have said that. I don't think his name is Kataline.
Yeah. Well,
I've gone too far already.
Yeah.
I've already gone too far. All right, so listen, wreaths across America. I want you to know my friend Grant, he messaged me and said he bought 2 wreaths.
Awesome.
He's doing his part.
Yeah.
He has spent $35 on this Wreaths Across America initiative, Vic for Vets thing.
Yes.
And it's coming up, man, December 13th. They got to sell a whole bunch of wreaths before December 13th to put at grave sites at Belle Reve Garden Cemetery for fallen soldiers.
Right.
What's going on? Let's do it. What's the problem? Okay, did I make my point?
I think you did.
Okay. Hey, Ken,
how
about some Looney Tunes? You want to do that next?
Oh, let's do.
All right, let's do that. Looney Tunes coming up on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Now, my mamaw died shortly before I left for Iraq in 2005. And when we went through things, we found 19 loaded handguns.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. St. Louis's new choice for conservative talk. Live and local.
I need to know what's going on in my city.
News Talk STL.
Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor. Connor Roofing is now a 2-time winner of the National Best of the Best Award for customer satisfaction for roofing, storm damage restoration, siding, gutters, both residential and commercial. Please visit ConnorRoofing.com for an estimate. And remember, you can count on Connor.
From home improvement to replacement, do-it-yourself electrical projects can be shocking. That's where Grasser Electric can help. They've been lighting up St. Louis for years. From ceiling fans and dimmer switches to repair or replacing your electric. No job is too big or too small for your home or business. Grasser Electric will even install emergency backup generators. So call Grasser Electric today before the sparks start to fly. 636-441-5200 or go to grasserelectric.com.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. These pills work for men and women to improve their sexual performance. And now for the price of 2 or 3 pills, you can get nearly 100. There's no need to pay expensive prices for Viagra or Cialis. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Change your life for the better and have fun. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
800-631-2030. 800-631-2030. 800-631-2030. That's 800-631-2030.
News Talk STL. Colombo and Company.
On Monday, we start another week with the government shutdown that's now lasted nearly a month. We'll discuss the latest, plus Gabe Pfeiffer, Paul Kurtman, and AI expert Mike McCleary.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
You've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Correct! Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Jersey Boys, Blues Traveler.
Yeah.
Yep. So good morning and welcome to 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. My name's Vic Porcelli. That guy over there is Ken Williams. He puts the show together, plays all the fun stuff you hear, and he yells at me a lot and pushes me around.
I do not.
Yes, he does. All right, Kenny, I think it's time for Looney Tunes. Let's start with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries on Face the Nation yesterday with Margaret Brennan.
You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair maps across the country, not partisan gerrymandering, which Republicans have initiated in state after state after state.
Vic, fair.
Where's Woody Woodpecker? I asked you if we're going to do it after everyone. You said
I know,
yeah.
but man, okay.
So it depends upon who's talking about it, whether it's just fighting back or gerrymandering, because they're gerrymandering as well.
Well, the last thing he says is we're focusing on fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Nine states have zero representation for Republicans in their state. Zero.
All right, listen, I don't want to go through backflips here, but good for Margaret Brennan pushing back on the election denying thing. You know, if she really wanted to make her point, she should show Hillary Clinton saying he's an illegitimate president.
Right.
And how come when we talk about violence, right? Because I think we can admit, Ken, that all the violence comes from the left.
All of it, yeah.
So do you remember on Inauguration Day in 2016 when Madonna said, I've thought a lot about blowing up the White House?
And what about Johnny Depp when he said, It's been a long time since an actor has taken out a president or something like that.
So both of those, why did they get visits from Secret Service, FBI?
No.
Fined,
didn't
thrown
see
in
that.
jail, on some kind of watch list, terrorist watch list, because those are both pretty terroristic threats there, Johnny Depp
Sound like it to me.
and Madonna. All right, let's do another one, Kenny. If you're talking about Looney Tunes, you got to talk about AOC.
Right-wing incitement of violence against trans Americans in this country, because they cannot let go of this obsession with fixating violence and inciting violence against trans and LGBT people, in addition to immigrants, in addition to women of color. This is a party that cannot pick on anyone their own size.
So, Ken, the right-wing violence against trans and LGBTQ people, now you scour the news pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking for stuff to put this show together.
Yeah.
How many instances of right-wing violence against trans and LGBTQ people have you seen?
Well, this is kind of impromptu, but since you did bring it up, Vic, I actually looked it up yesterday, and I had a little conversation with ChatGPT again.
Oh.
And because he was saying, well, according to these different agencies from the Biden administration, back when Biden was in the administration, there were many right-wing people doing acts of violence against transgender people and basically anybody in the LGBTQIA, whatever. And I said, could they be biased though? Because there was a lot of biases going on during that time. And he said, well, actually, you are correct, because many people are saying that there are a lot of biases.
All right. So, Ken, did you save that? Can we do it? We could do it tomorrow. Not now.
I can look for it. Yeah.
You can just have the whole conversation again.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And tomorrow we'll have a little boxing match between ChatGPT and the heavyweight champion, Ken Williams.
Okay. That sounds good.
You don't sound too like you're into it. What's the problem?
I am.
Problem?
I have to find it.
Oh, for God's sakes.
No, I got it right here. I mean,
so women of color, Ken, when was the last time you went out and found a woman of color and just punched her in the face in the middle of the street?
Would never happen.
How many times have you played the knockout game to find the first black woman you can find and just punch her in the face?
I've seen it happen, but it wasn't quite like that. It was usually the other way.
So this is the person they want to run for president or vice president or whatever? Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be, I don't want to be too confident about anything, but go ahead.
Our dream team to run against from the Democrat Party would be Kamala Harris and Vice President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, try to envision a debate between J.D. Vance and AOC. Oh, no. It would be J.D. Vance and Kamala.
Well, what would happen, I guarantee you what would happen. I know what Kamala Harris would do because she just did it. Do I have the audio? No, I guess not right now, but I'll find it. Kamala Harris was being interviewed, and she did what she did the whole time during her candidacy of 107 days or however long it was. Excuse me, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm a minority woman.
Right.
And I'm talking right now, so you should not interrupt me. She did that every single time she couldn't answer a question.
And yet the camera was on her. There was nobody interrupting when she was in Italy or wherever she was. And she had nothing to say. And she said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Do you remember that?
And started cackling like a lunatic.
So it would be J.D. Vance and Kamala in presidential debates. And the vice presidential debate, let's just fantasize here, have a good time with this.
Marco Rubio?
AOC and Marco Rubio. Wow. Would he clean her up? And he's Hispanic. He's a Latino. He's a Latino,
Right.
And she apparently is a Latina. And he'd verbally murder her.
Right.
Verbally. Did you hear me say verbally?
Verbally.
Okay.
That's it.
Because all the violence comes from the left. All right, let's do another one, Kay.
All right.
House Minority Whip Catherine Clark. This is how you really find out how despicable the left is and Democrats are. None of this is for the people of the United States, as they say. It's just to gain an upper hand and power, because people dying or people starving, that's just leverage.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. but it is one of the few leverage times we have.
Did she say kids starving is leverage?
Yep.
So what's it really
But
all?
it is one of the few leverage times
She did.
we
Okay. I
have.
wasn't sure. So that's really right there. Ken, hold on to that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mark that with a B or whatever you do to hold on. I don't know why I said mark on patty cake,
Right.
but mark that with a star or something to play when we get closer to election day for these people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
think we do. Kenny, let's talk about Brandon Johnson, who stop calling undocumented people illegal aliens.
Have illegal aliens. I don't know if that's
Well,
some
that's
sort
the
of
that's the
sci-fi
legal that's the
message
legal
that we
term.
had.
Well, I'm not
Well,
going
listen,
into political.
the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term too?
If
So
you
look,
want,
let's just
if you
get the
want.
language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist, nasty language to describe human beings.
Have they used any nasty language to describe us?
Oh, every day. But he's saying that that's racist to say illegal alien. He's just all he's trying to do is create the narrative, try to tamp down the idea of what is really happening. The fact is they're illegal aliens, and he's trying to make it a bad word. That's the move that he's trying to make right there.
And had to bring up slavery.
And that's interesting because he said, well, I don't use the word slavery. Well, no, because you're not back in the 17 and 1800s. If you were,
yeah,
then yes, we would be using the word slavery, but there are no slaves now. So that argument was so silly to me.
Ken, he is the mayor of the third largest city in this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we thought Lori Lightfoot was a whack out weirdo. Wow, were we wrong?
You know, it was funny because when we were cheering that she was going to lose, probably, someone did say, well, watch out for what you're going to get.
A lot of Republican and conservative commentators said he's nuttier than her.
Right.
All right, that's all the time we have for Looney Tunes. I love it. All right, so bowling with Santa.
Yeah.
How cool is that to go bowling with
Very
Santa?
cool.
Peggy Gianino, who has started that thing, has been doing it for 20 years, will join us next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
It doesn't matter what I say.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Vic and Ken.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
In a truth of fast reflection.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Like Ferguson in the morning. I keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion. St. Louis is number one for conservative talk. News Talk STL.
Attention off-road enthusiasts. Iron Bear Customs has the strongest bumpers on the planet. Plus, brush guards, lift kits, and custom cages for all vehicles. Visit ironbearcustoms.com and mention News Talk STL for 10% off. Iron Bear Customs, built tough for the toughest terrain.
Discover Patriot Powder Coating, your family-owned specialist in Pacific. From small jobs to big projects, we got you covered. Visit our showroom or call 636-551-0377. Mention News Talk STL for 10% off.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to. So make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Fox News commentary with Guy Benson next.
Feel that chill in the air? Now's the perfect time to layer up. The outerwear shop is now open at Untuckit with sharp new jackets and vests made for this season and beyond. You'll find all the right layers to keep you warm and looking sharp, including cozy sweaters, sweatshirts, and more. But hurry, fall weather won't wait, and neither should you. So don't miss the outerwear shop, open now at untuckit.com in more than 80 stores worldwide. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn, untucked.
Here's Guy Benson. We are into this Schumer shutdown, a partial government shutdown that has been caused entirely by Democrats. Now, some of them are pretending like they don't really know how the system works. Oh, the Republicans control all of Washington. How can this be our fault? And of course, they all know the true answer, which is you need 60 votes in the U.S. Senate to pass bills like this because of the filibuster, which is a tool that the minority party has. Democrats pretend to hate it when they're in the majority, but when they're in the minority, they cling to that power as their leverage. That's the point of the filibuster. Both parties seem to warm up to it. And because the Republicans do not have a filibuster-proof majority, they need a handful of Democrats to vote with them to reopen the government.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show
I want to be clear. Think about what you'd think about at the time.
on Newstalk STL.
All right, welcome home to 101. Is this the Cranberries?
Yes. Zombie.
Dolores O'Riordan not only had a beautiful voice, but she was a beautiful soul. She was very nice to us at the River Lounge.
Yeah.
Some of those people were a few of those people were pretty jerky.
Right.
And she was not one of them. She was very pleasant, sexy Irish accent, which was cool to listen to.
Real sweet. And she's gone now.
All right. Let's talk about an event that has been going on for 20 years, the 20th anniversary of Bowling with Santa. Peggy Gianino, good morning. Buongiorno. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing, Vic? I was trying to find you guys, but my GPS took me in the wrong direction.
Damn that GPS. So, Peggy, you know what story I tell a lot is the day that I was at the sandwich place. Oh, my God. What the hell is the matter with me?
Oh, down there on the hill.
Yeah. I'm waiting for my sandwich, and I hear somebody say, Vic? And I looked, and it was you. And I said, Peggy? You were there with like your 8 sisters. You have like 8 or 9 sisters? How many sisters you got?
I have 3.
3.
But that's
Anyway.
still a lot.
All right. So, Bowling with Santa. We've talked about this before, you and I, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
So, explain the whole thing, because it's such a fun event and a great cause for kids.
Okay. Well, Bowling with Santa was founded 20 years ago after I had a house fire. And since then, just every year, I keep doing more and more toy drives, 20 years later. And we help between 125 and 150 kids in the surrounding area. It all does stay local. And we do things a little bit differently. I work with what I call the forgotten families. Those families that are told, oh, well, you make $200 a month too much to even get daycare assistance. And then they're told, work less and we can give you more. So those are kind of the forgotten families that don't qualify for anything. The kids will have a small Christmas. We just come in and make it better. And then our biggest growing group is grandparents, low-income grandparents and great-grandparents who can't afford, so we help them. Also with grandparents getting custody of grandkids. I mean, they start with nothing. And that's a very high demand. About 20% of our families a year are for that.
Wow.
We help veterans. We help people who are, who have been incarcerated and out and trying to get back on their feet. We're not here to judge. We're just here to help the people that most people don't even bother to help.
I tell you, I love this event. I really do. And you don't realize that there are people. And this is the thing, too, about this charity. We're not looking for thousands of people, thousands of kids, 115 to 130 families. That's all we're trying to do.
Right.
No, kids.
Kids,
yeah.
Yeah, children. We only help between 125 and 150 children.
But we don't think about grandparents who are all of a sudden put into the role of parent when they're old. We're old, we're getting old. We can't run around like we used to run around. And, if they're low income grandparents, what better way to help them out than bowling with Santa? So tell us about the actual event. What happens?
Okay, well, this is actually our first year that we're not having a bowling event, only because Bowling Lane we had worked with for 19 years sold, and it is now a church. So that's okay. We got other area events. We have a restaurant called Mass Scouts that helps us and does a yearly event, and we have a toy drive there on Saturday, November 22nd. We have Gettermeyer's Restaurant. They do a yearly toy drive, and we do big events there. We got Santa, Mrs. Claus, elves. We got Frosty. We have the Grinch. We have crafts for the kids. We have ornaments they can make, and we have cookies, and we have games, and we do raffles. And, it's about a 2-hour event, and then the Happy Guy and Mrs. Claus are there. And we also are doing it on the 29th at Gettermeyer's, and that's from 12 to 2. Flyers are being worked on. I'll have all that information. And then Show Me Reptile shows. This is our 10th year with them, and they do a yearly thing for us, which will be in December at the Machinist Hall, and we do fabulous there. And, we're always doing cash donations, but we do need to let people know that Bowling with Santa is not a 501c3. And everybody asks me, well, if you do that, you know what? I've done it for 20 years. And I hear people hand me $500, $1,000. Lots of times I encourage them just to go buy, things that we would need. And so I think after 20 years, we've done good, and it's going to keep going. And as long as I'm alive, it's going to keep going. And I got grandchildren that will carry this on. I mean, I got 10 grandchildren.
Wow.
Only one was old enough to remember anything. The rest grew up not knowing any difference. And now I got 2 great-grandchildren. So it's been a thing that I have had my children, my grandchildren, now my great-grandchildren involved in.
Wow. All right, Peggy. So Gettermeyer's Toy Drive, Sunday, December 8th from noon to 2.
No. Sunday. Okay, Saturday, November 22nd from 12 to 2 at Mass Scouts in St. Peter's. Flyers are being worked on. And then, let's see, the 29th, Saturday, the 29th of November at Gettermeyer's 12 to 2. And then also at the Reptile Show in Bridgeton at the Machinist Hall. And that's an event from 10 to 3.
All right, Peggy, it's so great. It's such a great event, and it's a great event not only because of what you do for the kids that are involved, but just to let us know that there are kids with possible struggles being raised by people that are low income grandparents, like we said.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be ready because I do see probably a surge and increase in families just with the government shutdown and affecting our military and our people who aren't working, not receiving paychecks, Boeing, they're out, so I've had someone contact me this morning from Boeing, and I do have a name and want to know if we would go ahead and help with a couple of families. So,
nice.
Yes, so we're there to help whoever. We don't do an application process. You call me on the phone, I talk to you. And it's very personal. Everybody picks up either in my living room or someone else's living room. It's very personal.
And just Bowling with Santa on Facebook. Just type in the search bar Bowling with Santa and you'll find the whole page there.
Yes.
All right, Peggy, great to hear from you. If people want to donate right now, is there a way they can do that right now?
Well, I got my Venmo thing up, code, but I can go ahead and post it again, and then that way, and then if they do make a cash donation, we got a big raffle going with the TV gift cards and a patriotic blanket that was crocheted. So what I've been doing with everybody who's been doing these cash donations is I've been then taking that and using it towards the raffle so they have a chance to win something.
And 314-348-2520. We can get you there on the phone if we need you, yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right. Peggy Gianino, Bowling with Santa. I love what you do. Thank you so much, dear. Well, maybe we can talk again closer to the event, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You
God
got
bless
it.
you.
Our pleasure.
Hi,
God
Peggy.
bless you right back. I spoke to them when I wasn't working. I was just doing a stupid podcast that nobody saw and nobody watched. It was just on my couch and talking about stuff. And Peggy said, "Can we do this Bowling with Santa thing?" And I said, "Sure." So we had her on, and they used to bowl with Santa. They're not going to drop the bowling with Santa. Who would think, Ken, that the bowling alley where you do this thing is just going to disappear and turn into a church?
But yeah.
I make it do praying with Santa at the church.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they couldn't find another bowling alley, because I know there's a bowling alley in Shrewsbury that could probably pick that up,
Hey, you know what, Ken? That's a wonderful idea, and maybe we should get in touch with Peggy at the phone number or somewhere and see if maybe they're not even looking. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship was between the
Right.
bowling alley and them, because some people who own a business are like, absolutely, come on in. We won't even charge you,
Right.
And not everybody does that.
Right.
So help out if you can. And again, her number is 314-348-2520. Bowling with Santa. Almost sounds like a game show. Bowling with Santa.
I almost heard you say bowling for soup.
I almost said bowling for Santa. Bowling for dollars. Bowling for dollars.
That would actually be a good charity. Bowling for soup, which means, bowling for food for people who don't have food, but bowling for soup with bowling for soup.
Ken, do you remember Jay Giles' band album Love Stinks?
Oh, yeah.
They had a song on there called No Anchovies, Please.
Yes.
And they're in a bar, and they put on the TV, and it's bowling for dollars. And the guy goes, "Something sure familiar about that bowling ball." And then the guy goes, "That bowling ball, it's my wife." It's just the moral of the story is, the next time you place your order, don't forget to say, "No anchovies, please." But we should play that on the deli.
That'd be good. Yeah. Because you kind of like that band.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Hate them.
A little bit.
God, they're so good, and they should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so we were talking about AOC a little while ago. Full supporter of Zohran Mamdani, and Bernie, right? AOC and Bernie.
Well, actually, and also now, just announced Friday, Hakeem Jeffries is a huge supporter of Zoran the moron.
So, love that. So every nutcase in America is backing Zohran Mamdani. And you know what? The more she talks, the more I think she's going to lose in the end. I know she's everybody's favorite on the left. Oh, AOC, we love you, AOC.
But she never makes any sense.
And I think people are going to catch on to that, Ken. I really do. I think people are going to catch on. They're going to say, you know what? You haven't been making sense for 8 years. How long has she been?
Oh, so you're talking about her general constituent?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people who would vote for her.
Because
in House of Representatives.
I believe that the people in the squad and all the people in the left in the Democrat Party, they know about her.
Yeah.
But they have no power to not support her.
Yeah.
They have to support AOC, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Considering everything she says. I mean, this person, you almost, when you troll social media, you have to you kind of if you get used to this where you're looking for audio, you're just hoping you're going to see AOC on video.
Yeah.
You know, you're just kind of hoping because that's the gift that keeps on giving,
which we did in Looney Tunes.
Exactly right.
So can we hear though from Curtis Sliwa, the Republican nominee for mayor in New York City? He says don't believe the polls. Ken, how many times have we seen polls turn completely around?
93% to 7%, Hillary Clinton over Trump.
Exactly, in 2016.
You saw yesterday's poll? Everybody, you're fixated on polls. Well, the poll yesterday said, the first time they ever matched me one-on-one against Zoran. Why is that? And all these polls never would do a one-on-one of Curtis Sliwa versus Zoran. It was always Cuomo-Zoran. All of a sudden, first poll decides, hey, you know, he's a viable candidate. He won the 2 debates. He has momentum. Look at his social networking. Yeah, we'll match him up against Zoran. Guess what? I came very close to Zoran, a lot closer than Cuomo. So he should drop out because all he's been is an impediment. The failure of Eric Adams as mayor, the failure of Cuomo as a disgraced governor has paved the way for Zoran Mandami.
And he's killed a few grandparents.
Just a few, yeah.
So this is so interesting because you have 3 people, right? You have Mandami, you've got Curtis Sliwa, and Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo, if this were a normal, regular election, would be running as the Democrat, right?
Right.
If Mandami wasn't in it, and he'd be head-to-head against Curtis Sliwa. So everybody's saying, well, Curtis Sliwa should drop out because Cuomo has a chance to beat Mandami, and better Cuomo than Mandami, right?
Right.
So if this is not going to happen, I'm just saying, okay? If Mamdani drops out, Curtis Sliwa wins in a landslide.
Oh, yeah.
But Curtis Sliwa and Mandami head-to-head, 1 against 1, that looks pretty good, too. Number 2.
Yeah.
Go.
Who's the spoiler? Are we the spoilers?
No, Cuomo. Did you see that yesterday? One-on-one with Mandami. I beat him. Cuomo loses.
The spoiler is you, not us. Get on board. Today starts early voting. All of you Cuomo people need to get off of that wagon because yesterday it was proven that Curtis beats Mamdani. Cuomo does not. So it is you people who are going to stay with Cuomo, who are going to split the vote, who are going to be the spoiler, because Curtis just proved once again that he is not backing out of this race. He's in it to win it. So you folks need to flip your script and get behind Curtis if you want to save this city. Them's just facts, folks.
And that was the artist Zach Shea.
Mamdani. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I hear there's a record number of voting. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-479-0931. 800-479-0931. 800-479-0931. That's 800-479-0931. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is extending an opportunity to meet with North Korea's reclusive leader Kim Jong-un, even though overtures have gone unanswered so far. He spoke about it with reporters on board Air Force One on his way to
I
Japan.
haven't mentioned it. I haven't said anything, but I'd love to meet with him if he'd like to meet. I got along great with Kim Jong-un. I liked him. He liked me. If he wants to meet, I'll be in South Korea.
And the president is now in Japan, where he'll meet with the country's newly minted prime minister in Tokyo.
This is a high-stakes visit for Japan. Tokyo will want to reaffirm that its defense alliance with Washington remains solid in an increasingly unstable region. President Trump is expected to push Japan to shoulder more security costs. He's also looking for greater access to Japan's agriculture and car markets, while Sanai Takaichi hopes to attract American investment and protect key domestic industries. For Ms. Takaichi, a protege of the late former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who built a famously close rapport with Donald Trump, this is as much a test of personal diplomacy as policy.
That's BBC's Shaima Halil. Russia has tested a new nuclear-capable cruise missile, moving closer to full deployment. And President Putin made that announcement today. Speaking to reporters about it, President Trump said that Putin needs to reconsider his priorities, especially when it comes to getting along with the international community.
I don't think it's an appropriate thing for Putin to be saying it, by the way. He ought to get the war ended. A war that should have taken 1 week is now in its soon 4th year. That's what he ought to do instead of testing missiles.
Putin claims the new weapon, known as the Burevestnik missile, has an unlimited range and can evade missile defenses. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the other major indexes flying high right now. The Dow up 248 points. NASDAQ is up 368. The S&P 500 up by 66. More from townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving your money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
When it comes to spending your tax dollars and teaching your kids, governments and school districts should be an open book. But in Missouri, that's not always the case. Recently, the Show Me Institute sent out a sunshine law request to school districts across the state, asking for information on whether certain topics are being taught. Specifically, a controversial one called critical race theory was included in the list. Many districts didn't respond. Some wanted to charge large fees to process the documents. Lee's Summit outside Kansas City wanted over $35,000. A rural district, Morgan County, wanted $15,000. The Sunshine Law does allow charging a reasonable fee for sending out information, but there's nothing reasonable about $35,000 or $15,000. These districts should want to be transparent about their curriculums. Taxpayers deserve to know what their kids are being taught. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Hey, Tony Colombo here with Tim Jones for our friends Rodney and Jen Wallner, the Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway, the #1 home selling team in the St. Louis area. And I can say that from firsthand experience. My wife and I were blown away from the results that we saw from working with Rodney and Jen, from selling our old home faster and for more money than we thought possible to finding our family's perfect new home. They over-delivered every step of the way. And right now, it's still very much a seller's market. So, Tim, for folks that have been thinking about selling their home, it's a perfect time to call the Wallners.
That's right, Tony. And don't forget, they're licensed in both Missouri and Illinois, so no matter where you are in the metro area, you can put St. Louis's #1 home selling team to work for you. The Wallners' experience and work ethic, second to none. And of course, the numbers speak for themselves. The Wallners sell 15 times more homes per year than the typical realtor. Right now, they're working with so many qualified buyers, they'll guarantee to obtain you an offer. If you've been thinking about selling your home, don't wait. Call the Wallners now at 314-810-SOLD. That's 314-810-SOLD for the Wallner Home Selling Team.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Ken, our friend Paul Spool from the Smoking for AmVets event that happened on Saturday, put up a nice post on Facebook thanking us for being there and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Paul's just a great guy. Just looking to raise some money for veterans and vets. And he's crazy. He's just a crazy guy with that.
He's great, yeah.
With that megaphone.
My kind of people.
And I hung out with the I think Ken, after you left, we just sat there and hung out with the Washington Guard, Joe, Colonel Joe Adams. I'm so sorry. I am not drinking. I have air under my diaphragm. Deanna, his wife, and Allison, his gal Friday. That's what he called her, and she called herself.
And we're gonna have them on tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, 10:40 tomorrow. I'll tune in and hear some stories.
And what I loved about the event is that, well, my wife and my daughter were with us, and you walk around to the different booths, and man, you really put on some. The food is amazing there.
Tell me I put on some weight. That's what you were going to say.
I was going to say I was putting on some weight.
Stop yourself.
Because I ate many wings. Let's put it that way. Because you walk up to the booth and you're supposed to vote on these, and they give you like 6 or 8 tickets or something like that, and then you just put them in the box if you like the wing.
Okay, so a good time for full disclosure. Don't dislike wings, like wings, but if you put them on a scale, wings or ribs, I will always go on the side of the ribs.
Well, they had ribs there too. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know. I was going to get there.
Oh, okay.
So I paid my $20 for the chicken and then just ate ribs.
Okay.
Just ate a couple of ribs.
Well, Katie did the same thing. She doesn't like chicken wings.
She doesn't like. That's right. Now that you say,
I love them. I love chicken wings.
That is so funny.
It's something about the bones. I'm like, well, yeah, they're bones. That's what chickens have.
Will she eat boneless chicken wings?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, there you go. It's the bone she doesn't like. She doesn't dislike chicken wings. She dislikes bones.
Okay, but boneless chicken wings, they're processed. They're extruded meat.
Boneless chicken? How did it walk?
Right.
So Ken was there with his family. I was there with Jessica. We were both kicking ourselves. We didn't bring Sally with us. We should have brought her. She would have loved it. So I'm there with Ken and Caddy and Abby. By the way, at the Williams house, it's Abby, Maddie, Caddy, and Daddy, right? Is that right?
Right.
I love that. So Abby's there, and Ken told me a long time ago she got a job at Worldwide Technology. I guess I never said out loud, wow, at the racetrack. That's really cool. I never said that out loud.
No.
Because I assumed you were talking about the racetrack, because
Right.
that's what people call it. Hey, where's the race? Oh, it's going to be at the Worldwide Technology, right?
Right.
So I look at Abby, haven't seen her in a while, and I said, hey, how's the gig at the racetrack? And she looks at me like, Wow, you're stupider than my dad says you are.
She was very sweet.
She was very sweet.
Respectful.
Very, very respectful, as one should to a old man, old, feeble, dementia-ridden man.
I think she immediately knew what you were talking about, though.
Well, she didn't respond for a few seconds. There was this awkward silence when she just looked at me, and I said, "Do I have the wrong daughter here?" Right? I think I got the right daughter. Do you not work at the racetrack? No, I work at actually Worldwide Technology that sponsors the race. Okay, I got it now. So anyway, I couldn't wait to tell that story. That Abby went, Dad, wow, you're right. Vic is an idiot.
I never.
And I don't know why you say that I'm an idiot to her.
I don't say that.
Okay. All right, so Ken, I want to go back in time a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
2011. I was working for CBS. Let's just say that. Working for a radio station owned by CBS Radio. And the Cardinals are in the World Series against the Texas Rangers. And if you remember, that series was just great. So I have to go ahead just a little bit to go back. The morning of Game 7, I put on Facebook, I'm so nervous I could puke.
Mm-hmm.
Game 7, Ken.
Yeah.
It's win or go home. Nothing else.
Yep.
And, of course, we know that the Cardinals won the World Series in 2011. But game number 6, at home, Busch Stadium. I'm watching the game. My wife fell asleep on the couch. So I don't want to wake her up. You know, I mean, rude.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I get it.
So the Cardinals go ahead. I'm like, and then the Rangers took the lead. I'm like, Then Freese hit that triple. I'm like, yeah. And then David Freese came up. I think it was the bottom of the 10th. Tie score. And this happens.
Freese hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
God, I love everything about that. I don't think he says another word, Ken. It's
The
just
whole
crowd
team's
noise.
running up the home plate right now, and David Freese is running third kind of casually. But, man, when he comes home, he takes the helmet off, throws it behind him, and they attack him.
You know, the camera shot of the dugout was the best because they're like 12-year-olds. They just get up and yell and scream. So David Freese hits that home run, and I couldn't help. I said, yeah! And my wife was like, what's going on? I want to grow up. What's going on? I said, go back to sleep. You missed the best Game 6 World Series ever in the history of the world. Go back to sleep. And, of course, it really was something. Now, here's the really cool part, okay?
Was that today the anniversary of that?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said that. Today was the anniversary of that. So Joe Buck, you heard him there say, "We'll see you tomorrow night," with that pause in between "see you" and "tomorrow night." That was because that was a tribute to his dad, Jack Buck, in the 1987 World Series. I should know who hit the home run. He's dead. I can't think of his name. Anyway, Cardinals hit a home run, and Jack said, "We'll see you tomorrow night." And that's why Joe said that way.
Oh, wow.
That's why he left a little pause there to say, "We'll see you tomorrow night." Like he was ready for that, I guess. But you can't really be ready for a walk-off home run, can you?
No. He probably imagined that at some scenario, but you can't be ready for that.
Do you like Joe Buck?
I like him broadcasting.
That's what I mean.
As a broadcaster, yeah.
Why, did you and he wrestle or something?
No. He has certain points of view. I think he walked away from St. Louis too easily.
Oh.
I think he for stardom. I think he could have actually promoted his roots more while he was on his way up the ladder.
Yeah. I think Tim McCarver could have too, right?
Yeah. But more so, I think Joe Buck, because he was born and raised here.
Tim McCarver, I don't know if he was born here, but played here his whole career, I believe.
He did, yeah.
And that very game, Tim McCarver says to Joe Buck, how can this happen? He actually said that. He goes, how can this happen? And I'm like, how can this happen? They were the better club tonight. What, are you kidding?
Yeah.
That's what happened. And Joe, I can't remember what Joe's answer was to that question, but I do remember David Freese being interviewed after he hit the homer, and he talked about, he was asked, how does this team keep coming back and keep staying alive and fighting back? And he says, it's character. They teach it here. And I was like, wow, what a cool thing to say. And, I mean, either of them, Joe or Tim, could have said something about that. McCarver's dead now. So anyway, but I thought it was just a great piece of play-by-play. We will see you tomorrow night. Smith corks one down the line. It may go. That's pretty good, right?
Hey, Lisa's got some information for us from up in, you're up in God's country, right?
I am actually from Warrenton. I'm heading to Lincoln County and Troy.
Listen to 94.1.
Yes, all the time, all day, every time I'm in the car. Anyway.
Thank you. Is that the nature of your call, or do you have something specific?
I was thinking, was that Jack Clark? Wasn't it Out of the Park Clark in the '87?
No, that was
no.
I can't think of Jack Buck did that one, but it was against the Twins. It was actually somebody on the Twins. Who was the guy on the Twins?
Oh, okay.
Kirby.
Come on, Lisa. Come on.
Come on, Lisa. Kirby.
I'm a grandma now, and I have other things on my mind.
The hell with those grandkids. This is
Yeah,
Cardinal
man.
trivia here. Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett?
Kirby Puckett.
Fast story. Can I share a really fast story?
Yeah.
The I-70 series. Okay, I still live with my parents back then. I was just out of high school, and it was amazing. But we had ordered dinner at Chicken King in Baden, next to the Velvet Freeze. And my parents didn't want to leave the game, so they sent me. So I'm sitting in the parking lot of Chicken King down in Baden there, listening to the very end. And I missed it all, but I heard it on the radio when we took the when we lost it right then and there. I was so mad. But yeah, just had to share that story because the memories the Cardinals have brought to the people in St. Louis and surrounding areas is, I'm getting teary-eyed. Okay.
It's okay. It's
Hey,
okay.
Lisa,
love it.
I grew up with my father's gone now, but one of the fondest memories of my dad is I was sitting on the merry-go-round that he built, and he's listening to the radio, KMOX, and he's watching it on TV. And that's what my dad always did. He listened to Jack Buck while he was watching it on television.
Yes, the sound out on the TV, the radio on, and the grill going.
You got that right. Yep.
All right.
It's on
So,
the grill.
Lisa,
Yes. Well, you guys are awesome. Love you. You have a great rest of your year, and keep up the good work.
thank you so much, Lisa. We appreciate it.
All right.
All
Have
right.
a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So you totally blew off my Jack Buck impression.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I must have not heard it.
Because you treat me. Well, you had the headphones on. You were looking at me.
Oh.
And you,
Well,
Lisa.
here, do it again.
Lisa was more important than my Jack Buck.
Do it again for us, Vic.
Okay, here we go. Smith corks one down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
That's pretty good.
The Cardinals win the game by a score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy. So, pretty good, right? Come
That
on.
was good. Yeah. I liked it.
If Colombo says it's not good, I'm going to file a grievance with the union.
He probably will.
So listen, so you have the Joe Buck still there, right? Ready to play again if I need you to, right? See you tomorrow night, David Freese.
I
Jack,
will, I guess.
Joe.
Sure.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
I'll have it.
I will, I guess. If you're going to be a pain in the ass about it, Vic.
No. I'm just saying I have to find it. It's right here, but I have to that one spot.
Oh, I see, Kenny.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right. So can you put this on the air?
What?
This computer over here on the air?
Yeah.
Boy, he's really getting pissy with me. Do you hear him? What?
It's ready to go.
What do you want?
Fired up.
This is the original. Did you hear it?
It's terrible, but yeah.
Thanks, Ken. All my hard work.
Well, no, it was The audio, I can't help it. The audio is not good.
You're the worst. Here, try this one.
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard that.
Play yours.
All right. Let me get it right here. Ready?
Go.
Breeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night. Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. All right.
It almost makes me cry. It's so cool.
I could totally empathize with Lisa about getting teary about that stuff, man. It is such in the fabric of St. Louis.
And it really does. I know a lot of people like to rag on Joe Buck. I like Joe Buck.
No, I like him.
He's always been very good to me when we've done that. Matter of fact, we had an interview with him when I was doing the morning show over at the River.
Yeah. And
we said, so did you ever like skip school or miss school because you're at the ballpark with your dad or anything like that? And they said, yeah, there's plenty of times I should have been at school, and I was in the broadcast booth with my father. So we had a meeting about that after that interview, and then we said, let's get Joe on to get again, and let's get a teacher of his to tell him that Joe's cutting school to go to the ballpark.
Oh,
so we did.
Yeah,
we found one of his teachers. I think it was at MICDS, and we said, Joe Buck was cutting school. Well, here's his teacher. It's like, well, if I could tell. Oh, because Joe Buck said, if I could find Mr. whatever his name is, I'd apologize. So we got him on. I said, okay, Joe, let's go. Time to apologize. And I thought that was a pretty cool moment. And
yeah, that's actually a very cool moment.
Here's another cool moment with Joe Buck. Do you remember when So Taguchi was on the Cardinals?
So Taguchi at the left field line. Yep.
I did not know he had a song.
There was a song that sounded like that.
But we said that we used to say, if something was cool, we'd say, oh, that is so Taguchi.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And we had Joe on, and we said, Joe, can you slip in so Taguchi into the play-by-play? And he did.
Did he?
He did. He said, so Taguchi.
So I got to tell you a Jack Buck thing real quick.
Go ahead, son.
My wife has worked off and on at a restaurant here in St. Louis called Ferrado's.
Yeah.
And she told me one time, she goes, yeah, I got to tell you, if you want to see Jack Buck, you can. But we have a thing at our restaurant where when he and his wife come in, they have their own table. They go back in the back, and nobody bothers them. Mm-hmm. And they just sit there and they have their beverages and chill out, and they have a great night. And I said, so if I'm there, you got to tell me though, right? And she goes, oh yeah. So she came up. I was out there one night, and she goes, they're here, watch them, So I walked around the corner and I saw him, and he waved at me.
Jack
Buck. Yeah. He was a really, really nice guy.
Great guy.
And I didn't even want to bother him. He was like this. He goes, come here a minute. Because I had my daughter with me, Madison at the time. And he goes, what's your daughter's name? And talk. I mean, it was just so I didn't know what to say to him.
Always did stuff like that. Always.
Yeah. And nobody bothered him there. They knew it. But he was just so grateful.
And he said, come on. So
yeah, I couldn't. What was I going to say? Oh, I can't do that. Sorry.
Right. You can't meet my daughter.
Right.
One time I got to be on the field for batting practice one day because, I was so spoiled at the River Ken. I mean, let's face it.
It was great. Yeah.
So I got to bring Chris, and we were on the field. I bought him a baseball, got him a pen to see if he could get some autographs. Mark McGuire walked right by him, ignored him.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, totally sucked. Willie McGee was great because Chris had a McGee shirt on. He had number 51, and was it you didn't do that. You didn't put my name on your bat. He was really being cool with Chris about it.
Yeah.
And before all that, Jack Buck's just standing there with nobody around him. I said, Chris, that's Jack Buck. That's the guy on the radio that does the game. See if he'll give you an autograph, So Chris, who will talk to anyone, anybody, he will say, goes, hi, Mr. Buck. Can I get an autograph? And Jack Buck goes, oh, sure, son. What's your name? Play ball? What position do you play? Well,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, all I wanted was an interview. And Chris got to talk to him for like 5 minutes.
That's great.
And I didn't walk over at all. This like Chris handled himself, and he did. You know how he is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. That went way too far. I really apologize. Oh my God. Is this I Wish from Songs in the Key of Life?
Yes, sir.
About when Stevie was a little nappy-headed boy, right?
Oh, yeah.
His first line.
I know.
Doug Blair. He's next on News Talk STL.
Vic and Ken. Vic has great hair. Ken has great, baseball caps? The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Thanks for taking my call.
News, analysis, opinion.
Radio news junkie. Love every bit about it.
News Talk STL.
Hey, folks, the Clayton Sleep Institute and my friend Dr. Ojal back supporting free common sense conservative radio. ClaytonSleep.com, treating the full range of adult and pediatric sleep disorders from sleep apnea to insomnia, restless leg syndrome, periodic limb movement, and narcolepsy. What an awesome place. New comfy setting for the sleep lab. ClaytonSleep.com, 314-645-5855. Better sleep, better life.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
I think you're a little confused.
News, analysis, opinion.
I've got something to say and I can't hold it any longer.
101.9 and 94.1.
You won't hear the truth anywhere but here. News Talk STL.
News Talk STL.
Whoosh. So I heard a big whoosh, and by golly, I had to go check my pants again.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
Eric Burden and War.
I was strolling one very hot summer's day.
It's funny that if you watch different versions of this song by them, like live or whatever, the lyrics are like a completely different song. He just says whatever he wanted. Because he was good at improv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was great. All right. Spill the wine. If you let me, I'll just listen to that all day. Sorry, can you go? My bad, go.
This just in. For the latest news from the D.C. Swamp and beyond, this is the Vic Porcelli Show East Coast Report with Douglas Blair on News Talk STL.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Doug Blair. How are you, baby?
I'm doing good, Vic. And actually, if you just want to cut this short and go back to the music, then we can totally do that, too.
Spill the wine. Dig that girl. Come on. All right.
Ooh,
hey, Doug
Hey, a little
sings.
singer.
Holy cow. That was pretty good. You just played the Biden thing. Do you also have the Trump thing? Is that near there? Are they on the same
not
page?
really.
No, okay. that's
No.
right.
His is in a special place.
Oh.
Trump's is. I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant Joe's, like in a special place.
Well, that is it's a special place, but not
where the
same
sun
kind of
don't shine,
special.
kind of thing.
A different kind of special.
God almighty. Sorry, Doug. So I want to ask you, what is the skinny in DC truly from the real people about the ballroom on the East Wing?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of divided, and it's not even divided necessarily by political affiliation. There are just some people that liked the aesthetic of the East Wing prior to the deconstruction. There are some people that say, yeah, I mean, this has been something since like LBJ or something that they were talking about expanding this thing out because it wasn't big enough for White House functions. So there are divided opinions. Now, almost every single Democrat and almost every single leftist that I will talk to says something along the lines of like, Trump had no reason to do this, had no permission to do this. This is unprecedented, yada, 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 which is just nonsense given that presidents have pretty bold authority to reconstruct the White House to their needs. I mean, there was a movie theater installed, there was a bowling alley installed, there was like all of these things that were installed. And given that there was a need for a larger ballroom, I don't think that that's a problem. I personally land on, I wish it was a little smaller. It was a little bit more in line with the other buildings, given that it's going to be, I think, like double the size of the West Wing. But again, I'm not saying he doesn't have permission to do this or he doesn't have the right to do this. He clearly does.
Well, you're going to go further with that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say typical left wing, worry about your feels type of attitude. Everything that's coming out on social media is, I spent a lot of time in that East Wing, and it has so much tradition for me, and it's gone now.
Yeah, I mean, there was an article, I think it was at a CNN or Washington Post, that was like, the East Wing was the beating heart of America. And I was like, come on, give me a break.
Really?
This is nonsense. This is nonsense. Everybody remembers that popular show on NBC, the East Wing, right?
Right.
That was my favorite show back in the day.
So funny, Doug.
But it was just like one of those things. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead, Doug.
No, I was just saying that it's like one of those things where you don't have to pretend that this thing is bigger than it is. Be honest on the face of it. You just don't like Trump and you don't like what he's done to the White House. And that's fine. You can argue that you don't like the construction, that you don't like the idea that there's going to be a big ballroom. Fine, whatever, but just argue it on the merits. Don't try and pretend all of a sudden that this building had more significance than it did. It clearly didn't. Nobody could actually identify it outside. Everybody knows what the White House is. Everybody knows what the West Wing is. Nobody knows what the East Wing is. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, these people keep on social media, they're on the left, the Democrats. They keep saying these stories. This one guy, and I don't remember his name, but he said, I had this moment when, when the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, she was in the East Wing, and we sat there and we just talked, and it was just such a special moment. Now it's destroyed because the East Wing is gone, and people are like, "Shut up, just shut up! You stop with this. We're over this."
And I think the other thing that's frustrating about it too is witnessing those same people who are attempting to pretend like, Trump is destroying the heart of America and the soul of America are not the same people that have been promoting American interests and who have been proud of their heritage for the last 20 years. It's the exact same people who were rioting in 2020 who said that America is a bigoted piece of crap that needed to burn to the ground. Like, I'm sorry, like this No Kings protest stuff, this like newfound respect for the White House and the institutions following years and years and years of lectures about how we're terrible and we don't deserve to exist. I don't buy it. And it actually kind of pisses me off that they're trying to wear this patriotic kind of faux patriotism to pretend that they're the ones who love this country. They don't. They proved that they don't 5 years ago. And now it's like, oh, forget that. We're actually the good guys now. So save the White House.
So with the shutdown underway and no end in sight, blah, blah, blah. And so this is really what they're worried about, an East Wing construction site, rather than opening up the government again and putting people back to work and giving people their SNAP cards back and stuff. I mean, what the hell with liberals?
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things too is that they've sort of gotten themselves now to lying. There was a post from, I think, the House or Senate Democrats on Twitter where they tried to take Carolyn Leavitt's comments out of context.
Yeah.
Somebody asked her, are there going to be other parts of construction on the White House or some other forms of construction? And the quote was, Trump's main focus is the ballroom, implying that no, there is no other construction that is being considered right now. The Democrats then tried to paint that as he doesn't care about SNAP benefits. He doesn't care about Medicare, Medicaid. He doesn't care about all these things. He only cares about this ballroom, which is a lie. I mean, it's very clearly a lie because Republicans have been the ones that have been trying for weeks now to get the government back open. They've passed 13 CRs, clean CRs, which is literally just say we are reopening the government at current funding. We can debate the merits of other things after the fact. And it's the Democrats that are holding this up. I mean, it's again, I think it's a very desperate ploy by the opposition to basically try and paint Republicans as the one responsible for this. I don't think it's working. I don't necessarily trust polling data as far as I can throw it. I used to work for a polling firm. I know exactly how this goes. But it does indicate, if you look at the numbers, that Democrats are starting to lose some steam here, that they started off pretty strong because normally the party in power is the one that gets blamed for shutdowns. But as time has dragged on and the Trump administration has been putting out all these statements about how we're trying to reopen the government, we're trying to get this back on track, it's starting to go against Democrats, which I think it's interesting to witness that they're going to continue to try and keep this farce going.
And Doug, Vic and I talk about being on the offensive, and I think Caroline Leavitt played it just perfectly, being on the offensive. When they said that, when they made up that lie about her saying that, no, that's his most important priority is actually building the ballroom over everything else in the world. That was a big lie. And she called him out on it, man. I give her credit for that.
Yeah, I think Caroline Leavitt has been one of the best press secretaries we've seen in a long time, because the right very much used to be the live and let live, and we want to have a respect from the opposition, and we want the media to respect us. And Trump comes in here in 2016 and says, they don't like you, they will never like you, you should not beg for scraps from people that would rather see you dead.
Right.
And his press secretary kind of embodies that spirit of, we are going to be assertive, aggressive, and truth tellers. And if the Democrats are going to try and pretend that the only thing that this administration cares about is a ballroom by selectively editing what I say, that's going to get called out. And I think prior administrations and prior Republicans would be too scared to do that. So props to the Trump admin for doing that, and props to Caroline Leavitt for being, I don't know if I can say it on the radio, but a bad.
Badass? You think you can't say badass on this show with the stuff that we say?
I was not aware. I wasn't sure if the SBC was going to crash.
Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate the respect.
Yeah, I do.
Now, listen.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
I like a good joke no matter what, okay? So have you seen the memes, the AI memes? It's got the White House and then the completed construction of the East Wing, and it's a Trump tower.
Yes, I did think that was funny.
And then the other one is the East Wing construction is a McDonald's, which I thought was even funnier. Yeah. So funny.
Well, it's crazy that this man goes from the bottom. He's working the cash register at McDonald's, and only in America can the tiller at a McDonald's become the president of the United States.
Rags to riches.
I'm proud to live in this country.
Doug Blair from the Public Interest Legal Foundation. Watch your mouth there, pal. And we'll talk to you next Monday. Thank you so much.
All right. See you guys. My favorite badass is on the radio.
There you go.
Thanks, Doug.
Nicely done. That's as far as you can go.
Yeah, I know.
Because we'll start saying every
That's
crazy
so funny.
word. Because Vic and Ken said it. So
he said it.
I know. He said it. We said it. He said it. Oh, how am I supposed to concentrate?
I don't know.
With great tunes like Spill the Wine, Dig That Girl, come on, come on. All right, chat box is next, Kenny.
Yep.
On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Oh, sorry. So listen, the trees on your property, you love your trees. Who doesn't love their trees? We had a tree in the backyard that was deader than dead. I mean, the branches came down so far you had to duck. That's because that's how badly damaged and dead the tree was. So we called Roots Plus, and they came out and they said, there's nothing you can do with this tree except remove it. So they removed it. Now there's a tree in the front that we have to get them to come out and look at. And that one may be saved. It looks like, it doesn't look dead. It just looks sick. Like it has a temperature.
Yeah.
And so Roots Plus will come out. Stan will come out with his proprietary system of fixing hurt trees and bring it back to health. Now, in the unlikely event that your tree does not respond to medication or whatever it is that he does, then the money that you spent on saving the tree will go towards taking the tree down. See, that's a good, honest system.
Yeah.
It's Roots Plus. Get them at rootsplusllc.com. That's rootsplusllc.com.
On the next Larry Connors USA.
Starting today, a new feature, The Story Behind the Story. The Story Behind the Story starts tonight.
Larry Connors USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. That's 800-515-2397.
Whoosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
I'm not going to Disney World or any other world.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
They just showed AOC talking at a Mandami rally.
Yeah.
Did she have to pee?
I don't know, but
she's kind of doing the pee
losing her.
dance.
She loses her mind. She acts so thug whenever she's doing these speeches. It's pretty funny.
See, look, if it were just Mamdani against Sliwa, it would be 49-41. Cuomo only 39%.
Yeah.
If Cuomo drops out, which nobody's got the balls to say, why doesn't Cuomo drop out?
Right.
Sliwa versus Mamdani, I think, Ken, I know I sound like a retard, but I shouldn't have said that, sorry. But I think that Curtis Sliwa can beat him heads up. I really do.
I agree with that.
Okay, before I say anything else stupid. Okay, let's start with Facebook today. Good morning, Thickhead Patriots. GMFFBH. So over these Democrats who care only for illegals. Good morning, fam bam. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning from Peggy. Good morning, freedom fighters from Tom. And good morning, everyone from Linda. And then Joe Furfla says, this is so disturbing. They just gave, got it. Right, Joe.
What?
Joe says they just give CDLs to illegals. No test, no nothing.
That's crazy.
I want a CDL license, please.
Man.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, seriously, when I said it earlier, they're difficult to get. You have to study for them.
And Joe, most importantly, thank you for specifying what was so disturbing, because I know I say some disturbing things on the show.
Well, to be an 18-wheeler truck driver, you need to know the regulations. You need to know all the highway signs.
Not only do you need to know how to drive a manual transmission, but I'm sure the manual transmission in an 18-wheeler is much different than the one in my car.
Oh, big time.
Right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Good morning, all you Vic and Ken lovers. I just wanted to tell you that I heard Dan Bongino say that President Trump's Secret Service is so infiltrated that they know what Trump's doing before he does. How scary is that? And have a great day.
Well, that's interesting, because that sounds bad.
It is bad.
If it's infiltrated, that means someone's trying something.
Yes.
It does. I mean, you don't infiltrate something unless you have a plan.
Ken, the swamp is still there. They haven't drained the swamp yet. How long does it take to drain a swamp, for God's sakes?
It's embedded, but when you consider that it's been like that for decades, it's tough.
Yeah.
There are bureaucrats everywhere.
He should have been put in charge of Secret Service. I think so, too.
I agree.
I think Dan Bongino would have been better served as the Secret Service director.
I totally agree with that.
Okay. Good morning from the Washington. Colonel Joe Adams.
Hey, Joe.
Really?
What's up, Colonel?
Thank you. Good morning from the Washington Guard. You know what else he says? Jamie Allman rocks.
Oh, Jamie does. I totally agree with that.
He doesn't say I rock. He says Jamie Allman rocks. What in the hell with those two? All right. Good morning, Dickheads. When talking about bowling for dollars, it reminded me of the local game show that was called Bowling Dollars back in the 80s. A friend of mine was on it and actually won some money. How about that? That bowling ball. It's my life. What a great Monday, Patriots. Shout out to Vic and Ken for stopping by the AmVet Smoking for Veterans Barbecue Bash competition. The event was a huge success.
Who was that?
Paul Spool. Yeah. God bless all Patriots that attended and donated, all the competitors and sponsors. You know what, Paul? Thank you for putting the thing together and doing stuff for veterans, because, you know, if there's veterans involved, Kenny and I are on board. Am I right, Ken Williams?
Absolutely.
Okay. Ed Stoit says, one. We have to put before. One.
There you go.
You remember when that was like I don't know what generation says it, but like if you say something they disagree with, and they would even write it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariff.
No peace.
President dancing Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. You see him dancing in Malaysia?
Man, it was awesome.
That was great.
Those people were probably freaking out.
And they like him.
Oh, they do. Did you see the flags flying when he was leaving?
Yeah.
You were talking about when he was dancing when he got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was leaving.
Did he dance on the way out too?
He kind of, not really nearly as much as he did when he got there.
When he got there, it was great. Good morning, all you beautiful MAGA. Maybe like Joe Buck. You want me to do this like Joe Buck?
What?
Want me to do this like Joe Buck?
Yeah, you should.
Beautiful, MAGA, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, Garbagian, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, Vic-head weirdos.
That was Jack Buck, right?
Jack, yes.
Okay, you said Joe.
Sorry, I can't do Joe.
Okay.
I already hit that like button. Thank you. Can you hit the like button, everybody? It won't kill you.
It
We found
won't.
medical studies have showed
that
it does not kill you.
And shown, too.
No, he's a dreamer.
Showed isn't a word?
I don't know. It might be now.
Then why do you got to pick on me?
I'm not.
No, I know I'm not. It's shown, jerk. The Republicans need to send a letter to every federal employee and welfare recipient that says we voted yes to pay or help you. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that.
That's being on the offensive.
That is being on the offensive, man. President Trump should just name it the Big Beautiful Ballroom. Good morning, freedom fighting Vic Head and Thunder Stealer. Hiya, Allison. How you doing? Ed Stark. Oh, Allison and Ed Stark sitting in the tree. For a Monday, okay, doing okay. Ambet Riders Barbecue Bash Saturday was awesome. It was such a pleasure to have Vic and Jessica and Ken, Caddy, and Abby hang out with us at the Washington Guard little thing there. Great people, great food. I don't see him. I don't see Allison thanking Jamie Allman. Do you?
No.
You and I were there.
Huh.
But Joe Adams has to say how much Jamie Allman rocks. Oh, he rocks.
Correct!
That's crap. Should be all conservative response whenever any Dem turds are spewing their lies.
We try to highlight. We really try to highlight in a unique way what they're saying on the other side, though, so you're aware.
It's funnier.
Yeah, I think it's better when you slam them.
Whatever's funnier. It's what we do. Great interview with Terris Todd. He's spot on. Good guy, Terris. If all people of color, as Hakeem Jeffries says, black and brown people, woke up and embraced conservatism, the Republicans would never lose another election. Boy.
You better watch how you talk when you talk about me.
Okay. Great. Oh, my God. Springsteen who? Bruce who? What? Bruce, huh? Hey, y'all, hit the like button and share. It won't kill you. Already did it. The Bruce Springsteen movie made $9 million.
Oh, boy.
The guy who won the World Series of Poker made more money than that.
Right.
Any interest I have in... There it goes. Any interest I have in watching or listening to anything about any of these libturds, including their past work, falls below watching paint dry. Wow. I thought I had hit the epitome when I said watching paint dry. You open your pie hole and spew stupidity allows us to boycott new and past work. Bye. I think he's talking to Bruce right there.
Bye.
Right? He's talking to Bruce? He's talking to Bruce.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Karen, how you doing? Shalom. Allison says shalom. I didn't even think to ask if Alan said it. No, she's not. I want to know if you can't read or write English, how do you get a CDL? Ken? How?
There's only one way. I'm telling you right now, there's only one way that they could be. They dole it out with no name.
How do you get a driver's license that says no name given? How? That's what it says right here.
Okay.
Press 1 for English. Press 2 for leave the country if you won't learn English. Press 1 for English. If you press 2, leave the country, please, and do not return. Zoran the moron. Michael Rappaport said that?
Yes, Rappaport, yeah.
Mr. Libturd himself?
Well, he had a kind of transition.
Did he?
We'll say, yeah, because he was really against, he hated Trump.
Is he on board?
Well, what he did, okay, what I heard him say for like months, he was saying how much he hated Trump. Yeah. This is during the candidacy.
I remember that.
And finally he said, you know what? I don't get it because I'm hearing all this stuff that he did wrong and I'm finding out he didn't.
How about that? Did a little research before just spouting his mouth off.
Exactly right. And then now fast forward, of course, he's this Mamdani character and he's like, there's no way you're going to destroy New York.
Ken, How can any New Yorker say, yeah, let's vote for this communist?
We're going to see it.
I don't understand.
Think about what you'd think about at the time.
Michael Rappaport played Phoebe Buffay's boyfriend for a little while on Friends.
He was the goofy brother of Melissa McCarthy in Heat.
Oh, okay.
The Heat. The name of the movie, The Heat.
Heat, way better. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
The Heat was a funny movie, though. I was surprised.
Heat was intense, man. Robin Brink's trucks and stuff, armored cars.
Oh, yeah. But Melissa McCarthy, man, she was just so funny.
She is funny. I like her. Did I ever mention to you that Sal and I, this is how stupid we were when we were kids. If we saw a Brinks truck or a armored car, whatever you want to call it, we would follow it for hours to see if it hit a bump and a bag of money flew out the back.
That's how they handle them. Oh, money fell out again.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh well, let it go.
Never happened, Ken.
Shut up.
Ed Stoit, my in-laws legally immigrated and met at English classes, which was part of becoming a citizen.
There you go. See, that's the way it's supposed to be.
There's a funny cartoon of it's the English as a second language class, so nobody speaks English.
Yeah.
And written on the blackboard, it says tonight's class for English for as a second language will be canceled, and they're all just sitting there because they don't speak English. Remember the Governor George Ryan bribes for license scandal, Ken? You were talking about this before.
Yeah.
That was way back in 1994, and the illegal alien driver killed 6 children in a horrible wreck.
Yeah.
And exposed the corruption. Ryan went to prison for that. He was in the governor's wing.
The Illinois governor from 1999 to 2003. He was he found to have allowed unqualified drivers, including truckers, to obtain commercial driver's license through a bribery scheme, which ultimately became a central part of the federal conviction. So,
Coyote is in the house today, and she says Ryan went to prison for it, or he. I'm not sure. Allison says you have to be an idiot to believe anything that Hamas says. And Ed says, yep, Coyote, you're right about Ryan going to prison. I think
you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Susie, I think you're right, too. They were going to have a governor's wing, right? Because you had Ryan, you had Blagojevich.
All of them.
Might have been another one.
Quinn or something like that.
Who?
Quinn.
Pat Quinn went to jail?
No, I don't know. I think. I don't know. Those names pop up when you say.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
Here's the first names pop up when I think about crooked gubernatorial elections.
Well, then you got Mike Madigan. He was in the Senate.
Yeah.
Illinois.
So, Democrat wing.
A Democrat wing, yeah.
Just watched the movie Escape from Sobibor with Alan Arkin and Rutger Hauer. It's about the escape of 300 Jews from a death camp in Poland.
Oh, wow.
That's real Nazism right there.
Yeah.
What a reprehensible lion POS that dirtbag is. Talking about me? Huh? Hopkins, I'm going to dig the book up and read it. Oh, it's a book or it's a movie? These people like to read, Ken. Yep. I hate reading. Too many words. Every page has the most words. That's a Nate Bargatze thing. And by the way, we didn't talk about it on the air at all, but before the show, we were talking about Mizzou's loss to Vanderbilt Saturday.
Yeah.
I blame Nate Bargatze because he was on the panel there, the pregame show at that table.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, and he's a big Vanderbilt fan. So you can blame Nate.
Oh, well.
How can an area vote overwhelmingly for Trump, yet vote in the Dem turds at the same election? Local cheating?
Yeah, maybe I would say.
Pretty good information we can look
We
up.
in these hot ass streets, honey.
2 genders, male, female, hundreds of mental illnesses. The DOJ arrested recently an idiot who put a bounty on Bondi. Good, lock him up and we'll block them up when they spew that hatred.
What do they think's going to happen when they do that stuff? They're still doing it online. On social media, they do it all the time, saying, well, we're going to take this person out. Here's what we're going to do. And it's like, okay, you're going to get a visit, first of all.
Yeah. Come on, cutesy time needs to be over everywhere.
Everywhere.
Does anyone else see the irony in the name Woody Woodpecker? That has to be a hidden joke back then. I don't think it's very hidden at all.
I don't think so either.
Maine just arrested an illegal alien working in a prison as a corrections officer. Ken, I got to tell you, there was a plot. Islam, who you talk about all the time.
Right.
workers stealing uniforms, doctors, nurses, security guards, police, and they were going to do an attack on a hospital in St. Louis. In St. Louis.
So are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, Colonel Joe Adams is on tomorrow. You think he doesn't know about it? He probably wrote it. Remember, illegals were shipped into Martha's Vineyard. The politicians called in the National Guard within 24 hours to remove them. So
and they were gone within 2 days.
As Nancy says, shut up about it now.
Shut up.
Yes, I remember. I want the same immigration policy all over the U.S. that Martha's Vineyard had. The Democrats have slowly been taken over from within. Now are the Communist Party. I've noticed at least 3 restaurants in South County area that were ready to open using a Mexican food menu. Now they sat idle for weeks. Owners self-deport. Government money stop. Workers dry up. I love me some ribs.
And I still don't buy it that if they don't do the job, nobody will. I don't believe that. I know too many people that are looking for work, and they'll do the job.
Absolutely. I love me some ribs, but I think I prefer wings over them, Vic.
I love wings, man.
I love ribs.
Hey, I'm not taking anything away from the ribs. By the way, some of these chicken wings that I had Saturday, Vic, amazing. I mean, they're the best. One had a rub. It was just a rub. And I told the guy, so this is it, right? He goes, yep, that's it.
Yep.
That was my favorite. I mean, it was amazing.
Vicky says you guys brought back so many memories that I had with my dad listening to the Cards games on Sundays on the radio. Now it makes sense. Biden says whoosh, as in he whooshed. He whooshed.
He whooshed.
Got to take a whoosh. I'll be right back. I got to take a whoosh.
Whoosh.
I thought it was spill the wine, take that pearl. Could be. I don't know. I don't care. It's just spill the wine, dig that.
Whatever. It's okay.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it all sounds good. I like it.
One of my all-time favorite tunes ever. I agree. Oh, Vic and Ken, the badass duo on a 3-hour tour. That's right. We would have got
I like that.
Those Gilligan's people off of there. Vic, you may want to bring Jessica's blood pressure cuff for Ken tomorrow. Oh, yeah. With this conversation we're going to have with Colonel Joe Adams.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring the blood pressure. Yeah, he's 200 over 300. Bongino said he went up to the head of Secret Service, his health, etc. Oh, that's why he. Bowling for Dollars was on STL in the 70s. What was that? Bowling Ball Your Wife? Trump has to give himself time to get over jet lag. It took me 2 weeks to get over it. He doesn't care, man. He just goes and goes and goes. And
this is taking forever.
Hey, Trump has to give himself a couple of weeks. Sorry, Bongino said wasn't up to be heading for Secret Service. Stupid computer. Bill Maher also warned the Dem turds about Zoran the moron. The only issue with the chat box is that we all send Vic down rabbit holes. Hey! All right. Thank you so much for having the record player on at night. Listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Hey, it's Vic Porcelli, and my favorite sandwich from Capriati's is the Wagyu beef French dip. So good. It's the au jus that makes it. And the Wagyu beef is pretty good, too. I love Capriati's, and you will, too.
On Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill. Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Brian Pichelle. He is the executive director of Dogs for Our Brave.
I've been very blessed to have incredible support in my life as I battled through my journey of coming back from Iraq and dealing with, PTSD and everything I saw and witnessed as a medic. Not all veterans have that type of support. And ultimately, that's why I say we are a gift of love. We are a gift. We want to be that beacon of hope.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
This app is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, I listen on my phone
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
It is awesome.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Hurricane Melissa is stronger than ever and scheduled to make landfall in Jamaica. Here's National Hurricane Center specialist Larry Kelly.
Melissa intensified overnight to a Category 5 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 160 miles per hour. We have the NOAA and the Air Force hurricane hunters out investigating the system this morning. But the main story here is destructive winds, storm surge, and catastrophic flooding will impact Jamaica throughout the day today, and then as the system moves northward into the overnight hours tonight.
Forecasters say Melissa will unleash catastrophic flooding, landslides, and widespread damage. California's Democrat governor says he'll wait until after next year's midterm elections before deciding whether to consider a run for the White House.
Gavin Newsom has been a leading critic of President Trump, and Mr. Trump hasn't been shy about returning the favor. The two have sparred verbally over a host of issues. Among other things, Newsom has criticized Mr. Trump's deployment of National Guard troops and his policy on tariffs. The president has blasted Newsom over his handling of the California wildfires. Immigration